us as we share the blessings of today and we partake the activities of the day. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. As we now move from the analog to the digital, we request that you just receive a call in that booth, signifying where we have moved from to where we are today. And I'll request that we clear for the sake of photographs, please. Let's have His Excellency receive a call. Very good. Very good. So, the digital superhighway program, the hotspot for this is KICC, and you say? Digital for KICC and City Hall Way. So, citizens will be able to, they don't need bundles now. They can, when they are here at KICC, they can transact them. Very good, very good, very good. Asante sana. Thank you very much. So from there now we proceed to the digital police station where we are going to have the PS interior just take you through where we are now.
At the police station, currently, we are moved from the old analog OB to the digital OB. So at the digital OB, we can now be able to make a record. This is all the digital OB, analog. This is the digital now. From on the digital, we can be able to make crime reports, incidents, and accidents from the members of the public. And we normally give a ticket for the OB entry. When a crime or report is made by the public. Okay. So the officer, the reportee goes with the digital OB as a receipt, as a ticket. You give them a number? Yes, sir. The entry has been already taken care by the... your entry? Yes, sir. Then we have also been able to... Are you able to maybe send that digital OB number to their phone? Yes, sir. We can do it. We can do it. You can have it on his phone. Yes, sir. Yeah. We have also... Yes, sir. Where do you have centralized so that maybe... Yes, we have it, sir. Yes. All the OBs. So, that whole reporting mechanism, how many police stations will be digital by when? Currently in Nairobi we have 97, sir. Out of how many police stations? Out of 1,300. And when do you intend to make sure that every police station has a digital reporting? Yes. Okay. How many police stations do you have nationally? The whole country. Okay. So we have 97. Work with the ICT people. Yeah. Sir, we have the certificate of good conduct, which is already in the e-citizen platform, and members of the public can be able to apply and also download and do payments on the e-citizen for the certificate of good conduct. We getting 1 billion shillings from the certificate of good conduct, sir. Yes. And in near future, we are intending to expand to around 3 billion. Yes, sir. Okay. Then we also, on the process, we are doing with the NTSA and other stakeholders, we are doing the instant fine. And it will be, yes, that one will be on e-citizen platform, and we'll be making over 5 billion shillings per year. Thank you, sir.
And accessible internet, free, fully sponsored by the government, Your Excellency. This will facilitate optimal uptake of digital government services because we are going the digital route. We are not going to have any manual processes in government moving into the future. It will also facilitate e-commerce, end to end, from the source of raw materials up to the market. Correct. Maybe I can ask my PS to add.
Your Excellency, this is now 2001. Wi-Fi we are launching, KICC exhibition area and the City Hall Way. So it's serving the Governor's Entrance Office and the KICC exhibition area. So this will provide inclusivity to our people. They can enjoy the citizen services from anywhere in the markets, in the parks, and this 2,201, 201. 10% of our target for this year. By the end of December this year, we'll have done 2,000. And going forward, by end of 2025, our target is to have completed the 25,000 working with our private sector. Yes, Your Excellency. Yes, Your Excellency. Yes. Yes, Your Excellency. Sports across the country. Yes. Yes.
And by 2025,
yes. Across the country.
That will be the case also in the 1,450 ICT hubs. Is that correct?
In the 1,450 digital hubs, we will also have Wi-Fi's, and the target for that is to complete between three to 5 years because we are working with the members of parliament using the Constituency Development Fund.
So we are agreed that we are on course.
We are on
By end of 2025, we will have 25,000 sports in Kenya, markets, stages, City Hall, KICC, post offices, where citizens can access internet free of charge, sponsored by the government of Kenya.
Yes, and many young Kenyan ICT people can be able to create new digital businesses, digital enterprises. That will help Mama Mboga now to do e-commerce. So there will be a creation of new digital enterprises that Kenyans will be able to interact and use. It will also support entertainment and other educative contents that can be channeled on the 25,000 Wi-Fis across the country.
Because of the subject of the e-commerce you have mentioned, it is very important for you to make sure that we give priority to every market in Kenya, because that's where transactions are going on. Every market where people are selling their wares, Mama Mboga is selling their products, and they can be able to transact, they can be able to make orders, they can be able to pay, you know, because they have easy access to the internet. Is that the case?
Yes, Your Excellency. And as you guided us, we've had meeting with the COG, Council of Governors, and we have had also meeting with the leadership, the ICT committee of COG. And we have agreed to work on this project together with the county government so that also The Mama Mboka who has a stall, any business person with a stall will have also a virtual presence now. And they will link the licenses of the county government with this virtual spot to increase the trust in the digital platform.
Also telling me that the border guys, that every border stage you will endeavor as you roll out. Have you identified some of the border stages as potential spots for this facility so
Yes,
that they
yes.
can also transact their business?
Yes, Your Excellency. The 25,000 includes porta stages, and out of the 200 we've done already, it's very exciting to see them when they are waiting for their customers and enjoying free internet, and they are able to engage their business through this infrastructure.
Very good. We are also doing with the Ministry of Housing 400 markets around the country. I think 180 are in the budget this year.
Yes.
Please make sure that you prioritize the markets that we are going to be building as a place where there should be this facility so that people in the markets can access internet, they can make telephone calls without requiring data. Although in this budget also we have reduced the cost of data so that people can can communicate much more easily.
Yes.
So are you going to make sure that part of your priorities are the 400 markets that we have identified to build around the country?
Yes, Your Excellency, we will prioritize to work with the Ministry of Lands and Housing on the markets, the 400 markets, to ensure there is connectivity. We are also going to work even in the affordable housing so that we also introduce this infrastructure in the parks that will be within the affordable housing.
You are aware we are also doing 47 county aggregation and industrial parks.
Yes.
And those will be centers of commerce.
Yes, Your Excellency.
We want to make sure that we introduce COMEX, commodity exchange,
Yes.
where one county aggregation and industrial park can know what products are there, what are the prices,
Yes.
connected to the other, and they can be able to move prices around depending on where they get the best market, and to make sure that there is even supply of products around the country.
Yes, Your Excellency.
You're aware of that?
I'm aware of that. Your
So
Excellency.
how are you going to work with Moses Kuria?
We are already working with, in partnership with the Ministry of Trade to ensure that in each and every one of these industrial parks, first of all, there will be last mile connectivity of fiber, and we are putting internet. Yes, to facilitate, in the hub.
In the county aggregation and industrial park.
parks.
Okay?
All of them.
Yes.
Yes, as the industrial parks are being established, actually it is part and parcel of the bill of quantities.
I want you to work with Governor Sakaja to make sure we have the plan of 20 markets in Nairobi, Governor. And you have already organized the border people into identifiable circles in stages. We had a meeting with them here the other day.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I would want you maybe to work with the ministry so that those people, together the markets we are building, and even the ones that exist, and also the border circle stages are part of this ecosystem we are building.
Yes, I will do that. Already we're working with Waziri in some of the markets, City Market, Mudurwa, a few of them already have connectivity, Kenyatta Market.
Do we have Kenyatta Market connected?
Kenyatta Market is connected, Your Excellency.
Mudurwa
Mudurwa
is connected?
City Market.
City Market.
Next, we are going to Makina Market in Kibera.
So please give priority to all. I want you to work with Governor.
Yes.
Give priority to all the markets that already exist.
Yes.
Because there is already a lot of activity, a lot of people, people requiring access to internet in the existing markets, so that we can build it up from there, even as we are.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll work together.
Okay?
Thank you.
Your Excellency, we will also work with the private sector to ensure that the SMEs, the businesses near the market, can be provided. So we'll be inviting those who are registered within our regulatory environment, communications authority, to play a big stake by now connecting the rest of the country to increase the connectivity from the current 1 million to about 3 million. Your Excellency, yes.
Your Excellency, one last thing is, other than the e-commerce, this Gavam Kononi facility will allow all citizens to apply and process government services from their phone. Anybody with a phone that is enabled from wherever, whether they are in the hotspot or if they are not in the hotspot, if they have bundles, they can apply all the onboarded services and have them processed through the phone. The Gava Mkononi facility is beyond the e-commerce, is enabling citizens to access government services from their hands.
Very good.
Excellency, we request now for you to launch for us the 201 Wi-Fi, marking 10% achievement of our target for this year, covering the KICC Exhibition Hall and also the City Hallway, covering the Office of the Governor. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Can people now around here, can they access the mujaribu? Iko sawa? Very good. So you can do something. Asante sana.
Additionally, as a county, what we've also done is a physical naming and addressing system for e-commerce. So if somebody is ordering a delivery or sending, we're the second city in Africa to now implement that. And so we'll plug into their system for the physical addressing. So you have a unique digital address for deliveries or for dispatching for your business, for commerce. So we link up with the ministry.
Make sure that, because I hope you are working with the county together with what we were doing around that space. It's a joint effort.
Yes, we are working in partnership with the counties because the direction we want to have a national addressing system on the basis of which our e-commerce can be anchored.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, welcome to the Minister of Agriculture. Livestock booth. And Your Excellency, in furtherance to your dream of achieving a paperless government, I wish to report that the Ministry of Agriculture has onboarded 936 services on the e-citizen platform. Please get us that slide. And out of the 936 services, the ministry SAGAs, 11 of them are compliant, and we expect in another few months to onboard another 3,500 services. So out of this creative...
Not few months, Waziri, 90 days.
90 days is 3 months, Your Excellency. That's what I mean. They look very many. So out of, in the next 90 days, we will be able to onboard another 3,500 services. And out of today's event where we are celebrating the 5,000 services, 20% of the 5,000, 20% is from the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. Your Excellency, some of the services that we are offering, get the next slide, is that we have our National Farmers Register, where we have around 5.1 million with a unique identifier number and telephone number, and this is what we've been using to distribute fertilizer in the country. So let's proceed. And Your Excellency, out of the other services we are offering is the e-voucher, and I would want to...
Can you go back to... Can you tell us how many... What is all this? How many bags of fertilizer did you get? Because we should be able to...
Correct. Yes, just get to that slide where out of this e-voucher system, Your Excellency, we've been able to serve 40 counties. We have distributed 3.2 million bags of fertilizer to 4,885 farmers. So the The number of vouchers that have been redeemed this system is around 3.6 million vouchers. And from this, Your Excellency, you can be able to find that even for the next short range, we have in stock 763,000 bags. So the value of the volume transacted through system is around 11.3 billion.
By the farmers?
By the farmers.
Great.
So let's proceed. So I think, Your Excellency, for purposes of the country getting to really understand, because this is one of our success stories, we have a farmer here from Kwale, who, if your time allows, you can make a demonstration for everyone to be able to see. So, send the message to Mr. Is here, Your Excellency. Please, we want you to redeem now the fertilizer. You'll get an SMS. Then when you get an SMS, you'll be able, like every farmer got. Yeah.
Even me, I got mine.
Yeah.
They offered me the exact what I was looking for. 1,000.
The voucher code must be fed into our system, because that is what will make his money acceptable when he pays through M-Pesa.
So you say
36 services have been onboarded.
And then how many are still outstanding?
3,500, which we also expect in another 90 days.
So some of them are halfway done.
Correct, halfway done. And I am sure by the end of the year, then we'll be able to onboard more.
This is how we do the redeeming of the e-subsidy voucher. When the farmer comes, he comes with a message from the Minister of Agriculture. I work in the warehouse industrial area here, that is National Cereals Board. And when the farmer comes, we ascertain the message and we take the codes. Every code has a meaning. There's a code for top dressing, there's a code for planting, there's a code for coffee fertilizers. When he comes in, we log in the mezzanine system, and we ask the customer about the whole information, that is the details, phone number, ID number, and then the voucher code. This is how we key in. The moment you enter the voucher code, it will bring you the information about the farmer, and the farmer will be asked the quantity. The better part of this system, you can purchase as per your pocket. If you want 2 bags, if you want 10, if you want the whole of the allocation. So the farmer here is telling me he's ready to purchase 6 bags of fertilizer, planting fertilizer. And I will key in 6.
Just hold on, madam. Hold on. So how did you arrive at, you can see in the system it is saying bags available is 6. Is it because when the farmer was registered, he gave the acreage of his farm, and therefore the system already knows that for a farm this size, then the fertilizer should be made available to him is 6 bags. Is that correct?
Yes, His Excellency.
That is correct.
Yes.
That is to avoid a farmer buying more than his farm can take.
Exactly.
Because if you buy more than your farm can take, it means you are doing some other stories with it.
Yes.
And because you don't want a farmer to buy and go and trade with it.
Yes.
It must be for his farm.
Yes.
Is that the case?
Yes.
Okay, proceed.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put the total number of the farmer who is ready to purchase, and the moment I click set the quantity, and then we'll kindly, yeah.
There is the option of choosing the type of fertilizer that now he wants.
Yeah.
So you either choose Kinomycin, Yara, or whichever.
Yeah. So in this case, I have ETG Kinomase, and I will add here, and then I'll go to kindly. I'll go to next. And I'll just do STK push for the payment. Now, when I push this, the message will pop in, will prompt in the customer's
the amount of money he's supposed to pay.
Farmer, wake up. We want to see the message. Read the message from your phone. And so that now you can pay.
And home. Got home. It will prompt. It will prompt. So the message for payment will, now you can put in direct your M-Pesa PIN. You can see it's a prompt message asking you to put your M-Pesa PIN for the payment. The moment you put in your PIN, the money reflects the account, and it is ready. PIN. Yeah. Yeah, the message from M-Pesa that confirmed 21,000. We were putting 6 bags of fertilizer. So the farmer is done. We are waiting for a confirmation in my phone because I'm the custodian of this fertilizer. So I need that confirmation that the process is done. Now, when it has come.
Can you read for us what the message
says? It is telling me, dear Mary Kasioka, you have issued Anthony Kilonzo Matolo with 6 bags of fertilizer with a value Kenya shillings. Yeah, that's the first message. The second message.
Kenya shillings what?
Yeah, Kenya shillings. It's not indicated here, but the one I pushed for 21,000. Yes. 21,000. One bag is going for that 3,500 shillings per bag. That is 50 kg. So the first message will tell you that I have issued from the allocation. Remember allocation I have entered here in my phone. The other message will tell me that you have successfully redeemed 6 bags of fertilizer from e-code. This code voucher they are giving me. I'm sure.
The one that is specific to...
Yeah, the one I used to redeem. Okay. So that is the end of that. And then I refresh here. And the message will... The whole transaction will be done. Yes. And from there, I'll go with the customer to my store. I'll first raise a receipt. There's a receipt showing that customer is free to walk away with 6 bags of maize, or 6 bags of fertilizer, sorry. So from there, I'll work with my customer to the store to issue the fertilizer.
Very good.
And that's how it is.
Congratulations.
Your Excellency, it's also important to note
that is the process, Madam Mary. That is the process through which the 3.2 million bags of fertilizer was used to deliver to farmers. That is the process. So every farmer got a message that your farm, you are free to redeem so much fertilizer for your farm. Did every farmer buy the maximum or some bought less?
They can, the farmer comes and buys the maximum because that's the acreage.
Yes.
That was registered.
But they can also buy less or can they buy less or
you
more?
can come for today, you buy for few, and then after a while you come and then finish your allocation.
Okay.
Yes.
Can a farmer buy more than what is allocated to
No,
them?
it will never allow.
Yeah, okay.
It cannot allow.
Your Excellency, the farmer can only buy less than the allocation. And when you buy less, the system will tell you you have taken 3 out of the 6 and you have unbalanced. So any other time you are able to pay for the remaining 3, you can pay.
What is the difference, Waziri, between this year and last year? on terms of availability of fertilizer?
The farmers have been able to receive fertilizer with a lot of ease, with a lot of convenience, because they only have to engage through their farms and going to the nearest depot where we are selling fertilizer. And we have also been able to completely reduce the taking up of fertilizer by farmers who ordinarily exploited the system to have more fertilizer than they would have ordinarily used, and hence selling. So there is no way that this time round you can be able to have excess fertilizer which we are not using for sale.
What are you doing? Because there are farmers who still feel the stores are too far. Are you thinking of how you can make the fertilizer available closer to the farm?
That is an issue that is a challenge, and now we're trying to work closely with the county government so that they can be able to deliver the last mile to the nearest stations where the farmers are. We are also trying to explore a situation whereby with time we'll be able to capture and be able to get to know the agrovets that are strongly have capacity to take up the fertilizer and be able to distribute the fertilizer to our farmers. So by integrating them into the system, once we are satisfied that they have the necessary capacity and integrity that we require. Your Excellency, the other thing that we are really keen on, get me to the KICC app. We are also trying to give farmers e-extension services and advisories on how the weather looks like in all the 1450 ones in the country. So through this, Your Excellency, if you come from Uasin Gishu, if we are to get to Uasin Gishu, we will be able to get the Uasin Gishu county, to which sub-county, and which one. Then you are able to see for the next 14 days how the weather patterns would be like. And when you have the weather patterns, how the weather patterns look like, then we have the other application whereby you will be able to get into that system where from using the same criteria, the county, the sub-county, and the ward, you will be able to get the best crops possible to plant at that particular time, making it easy for our farmers to be able to access e-extension services so that they are properly informed on what best to do at any one particular time.
How do you get into that service?
The president to
USSD, is it this USSD?
Well, use SSD code by dialing, let's get here. For example, let's do a demo with the Uasin Gishu. Because that's where you come from. Because if we don't give you the information that is clear in your mind, then you may think probably it may not be correct. So when we give you a demo with Uasin Gishu, you can immediately go home and get to know whether there is rain or there is no rain now. So let us kindly look. So Your Excellency, this is how the weather forecast looks like in Soy. And
but I don't come from Soy.
And you not get let us take him to his word.
I don't come from
Ask our client to be able to give you the right details.
I come from Moiben. Yeah.
Seragoit?
No.
Tembelio?
That one.
Karuma, my back. Let's get there. This is now how the weather looks like for the next 14 days. This is from the 1st of July to the 12th of July.
A bit of rain around the 6th.
Yes.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay. I will plan accordingly.
Yes. And then if you also want to get the best crop to grow, take them to the other.
You said, how do you access that service? 616?
616. Get the
hash
crop,
616.
crop selector. 616
star 616 hash.
Yes. So in your form now, they'll give you a menu. You will go to those, you will go stage by stage, and you'll get the information.
Have you rolled out this program? It's already available online.
It is already available, and we are live. That's why we are able to test it now. If there is
Kenya
any farmer,
Agricultural Observatory platform.
This is for climate. This one now is also called the crop selector. Where in the same county, for example, you put Uasin Gishu, get me Uasin Gishu, The sub-county is Moiben, Karuku, the other one, Karunambek, Maibek. So here, Your Excellency, we will be able to show you the best crops that you can grow. We will start with the cereals, that is the maize, and the type of varieties that will do best there. Then we also go to the flowers, yes, the flowers. So let's proceed. We have the fruit trees, we have mangoes do well, the pears, and the mushroom. And this is how we expect through this appreciation of the digital technology to get our farmers.
Is it available only in Uasin Gishu or countrywide?
It's the whole country. You can pick any part of the country that you want to check.
The whole country?
The whole country, Your Excellency.
Can you go to Wajir?
And Wajir.
No, Rigiji amesema anataka kujua kama kwake kama hii kitu ni ya ukweli.
Tuanze na okay. Tuende Nyeri kwanza. And Ruguru. Yes. Get that advice in the kind of crop you can do. Tuendele hapo. These are cereals you can do it. There are flowers there. Fruit trees, pears, mira, you can also do mira, Your Excellency. And when we get to Meru Tunde later in the afternoon, we can get a few. Those are the tubers. And tuendele. Lakini let's also check Wajir, Your Excellency. It's important because the DP is satisfied. You know, people may think that in those semi-arid areas, you may not be able to grow anything. But foxtail millet.
You can do maize also?
Yes. There is even a member of parliament who has been inviting me to go there. Yes, so it's being done. Thank you very much. It's being done.
Asante, Your Excellency, karibu to the Minister of Housing.
Asante.
Yeah. Your Excellency, karibu nyumbani. This is State Department of Housing and Urban Development. Your Excellency, the seat you are sitting on and all the furnitures you see around, they've been made by our local Juakari. So apart from the four walls and the roof of Your Excellency, we're also creating employment and work for our Kenyans. And Your Excellency, to access the affordable housing project, you go through Boma Yangu platform. This is a state-owned developed platform, and but managed through eCitizen. Your Excellency, to register, you go through a code, USSD code, *832#, and from that registration, Your Excellency, now you are able to save and eventually be allocated a house. With us here, Your Excellency, we have two Kenyans who have gone through that process, Jemima and Joseph, and I wanted them to do a real-time allocation where Jemima has saved about, she'll tell us how much she has saved, and Joseph also will tell us how much he has saved, and today they are going to be proud owners of houses at Starehe project. So, no, the Starehe. Yes, under construction. Yes. Yes, they are booking. Yes. So,
Your Excellency, thank you so much. My name's Alejemima Nyaboke Lachami. I come from KICC. KICC, we are privileged, we have the soft-stone carvings. So I started doing the work when I was young, so I know how to do the smaller things of the carvings, which attracts the tourists sometimes and the local customers. But most of my customers are the local customers. So when they buy from me, the little money I get, I have 4 kids. I have to pay the school fees for them, and the little I have to save because I was interested in Boma Yangu. Boma Yangu, I like it because I want to own my own house, which is near to town, our city. And as you can see, I'm somehow disabled. So I want somewhere where I'm capable of walking even town, doing like walking alone, and where I can easily reach my customers. So the little I've saved is 413,000, which I think through you, Your Excellency, thanks a lot for what you are doing. Because of this program of saving, I would like to have the Stare housing, 3-bedroom house, which will allow me to meet my family. So that's my...
Already, Your Excellency, she has saved 413,500.
Na hiyo kusave, mtu unachinyima, si ati ni pesa unapata once. Savings means the little you get, you save. As time goes by, you end up getting, it's growing. With time, it's growing. The little time I get, the little money I get from the small business, I save. That's how it has come to 413,500. So, Your Excellency, I'm happy. The challenge I have with my business, which I may say, is because of access of the customers. Most of my things are carved in Kenya, which attracts tourism. I have the problem of exporting because I have a lot of time because it's a family business. Most of my family, they know how to carve and how to do the finishing. So we want to export. The only challenge is reaching the customers, which will buy in big quantities. So to me, Your Excellency, this is not an easy thing. Reaching you, Your Excellency, is not easy. It's a chance, one chance given in life. So I would like you to assist me if I can please the Excellency for Trade, Mr. Courier, so who is, I think, will access me, how I can reach the tourism people, or I can do my export to foreign countries like European countries, which would like my things because I do them as alone. And I can even encourage those ones who are disabled like me. When you are disabled, you are not disabled like that. Disability is not an inability. You can save the little you get. Even the Mama Mboga people, you can save the small things. 50 shillings, 100 shillings will make you achieve Boma Yangu house, which will make you change your life completely. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Madam Nyaboke. You have said 3 things here. Number 1 is this furniture. So you're aware that we have all this furniture that is here. We have decided as a government that all furniture that we're going to be using in Kenya, starting with those we buy as government, must be furniture that is locally made. The Buy Kenya, Build Kenya must have some meaning, number 1. And that is why we have said in this year's budget that importing furniture will attract taxes, because we believe we have built enough human capital, enough skills and expertise to be able to make furniture in Kenya that is good quality and that can serve us. That's number 1. And I want to encourage Kenyans, wherever they are, you should be able to buy local furniture that is made by our young people, that is made by our entrepreneurs. Number 1. Number 2, Madam Nyaboke here has said is engaging on this platform of Boma Yangu. And in Boma Yangu, you don't have to know anybody. You don't have to know the PS. You don't have to know the chief. You don't have to know the next guy. It is just by going, what is that USSD number? Star 832 hash. We are telling the people of Kenya, the same way you do star 254 hash to get onto Hustler Fund. You now need, if you are looking for a house, don't look for the chief. Don't look for the assistant chief. Don't look for the member of parliament. Go to your phone, star 832 hash. You will get onto this platform. You will get the places where government is building houses. We will roll out now this exercise in every county and in every constituency. And you are free to choose where you want to buy a house. If you want to buy a house in Nairobi, even if you live outside Nairobi, you can buy a house in Nairobi. If you want to buy a house in Nyamira, even if you come from any other part of the country of Kenya, you can buy a house in any part of the country. This Boma Yangu will not discriminate. It will take you as a Kenyan, and you need to save so that you can buy a house. We are very happy that now Parliament has approved the program that will enable government deliver on this project of housing so that more Kenyans like Nyaboke here can have access to a house to buy. And we are making those houses affordable. This house that we are building in Starehe is among the affordable houses, but there is a lower category of houses that we are going to have, social houses, that will even be cheaper than this. They also have social housing in this program. So that's very important for us to know, because many Kenyans are asking us, how sure am I that I'm going to get a house? How will I get a house? This is how you get a house under the government's affordable housing program. #832 *832#. You will be there. Begin the process, start the saving, identify the house you want to buy. If it is available, the system will tell you so many houses are available. You can choose which floor, you can choose what type of a house. Are you looking for a social house? Are you looking for a 1-bedroom? Are you looking for a studio? Are you looking for a 3-bedroom? It will all be available there, and you don't have to know anybody. Technology has made it possible for us as an administration to eliminate knowing people, favoritism, corruption, that you have to pay somebody to get what you want. The system has no human interaction. We upload and you will know when the house will be available. You will know how much deposit you need for that house. And now that we have the housing levy, we will not only make these houses a lot more affordable, but there will be a mechanism for you to access a mortgage for us to make it possible for more Kenyans to own homes. I think that is, yes.
But also it's important to note that Boma Yangu is actually a marketplace. So everyone that is in the market is integrated. So for example, Starehe, the developer is here. So Starehe units are already uploaded. The financiers are also uploaded. The Juakali people are also uploaded. So everything, it's a digital space where we bring everybody that is dealing with the matters to do with housing on one platform. So that is very important. And the other thing that is very important, Your Excellency, and I think that is what you have alluded to, is that we are rolling out housing in every constituency. So far, under evaluation right now, we have the first 29, which are almost ready.
29 constituencies.
29 constituencies for our 200-unit program. Then we have another 66 that are at the design stage. In total, we have ready 178 constituencies that are at different stages because, you know, there's assessment, planning, and all that.
That you already have where to build.
The land is available. In fact, we have 524 parcels of land. So there are some that are going through initial assessment, some are going through planning, some are going through design. And so you can look at Boma Yangu as a conveyor belt where we will be at various places, then it's uploaded. So it is important that Kenyans get used to the platform and they can know, once they register, by the way, Your Excellency, they elect where they want to buy a house. That's important for us also because we are able to have demand-driven housing. 2, once they elect, they will be notified when a housing scheme is coming up. They will get a notification that now there is a housing scheme coming up at your backyard. So you can start, you can go, you can look at the renders, and you can choose the unit that you want. and you continue saving towards it. Once you hit the threshold, which is 10% deposit, we will finance you 90%. That is how it works, Excellency.
So, hapa katika hii mtandao ya boma yangu, Mkenya anaweza kuamua mahali anataka kununua nyumba.
Kabisa.
Na ataambiwa kwa hii mtandao kama kuna tayari manyumba iko inajengwa.
Yes.
Ama kama hakuna ataambiwa ni lini
itakuja.
Ni lini itakuja. Na ikikuja aanze kusave.
Aanze kusave kabla.
Kabla.
Aanze tu kusave.
Anaweza kuanza kusave hata saa hizi.
Hata saa hizi.
Akingojea.
Yes, hata saa hizi akiregister.
Kuna kiwango ya kusave ama unaweza
minimum ni shilingi 200.
Kila kwa
any transaction minimum 200.
Utume 200 ukingojea.
Ukingojea.
Kwa sasa hivi Wakenya wangapi wako wameanza kusave?
Tuko na 367,000 Kenyans ambao
Wakenya 1367.
Yes.
Tayari
wako kwenye boma yangu. Wameregister. Alafu tuko na kama 33,000 ambao ni active savers.
Wakenya 33,000
yes,
tayari
wana save.
Wanaendelea kusave.
Naweza kupatia statistics za jana kwa sababu tuko na live dashboard. It's only tungeweza kutoka hapa lakini ninaweza kuonyesha haraka sana. Tunapata this information. Sasa jana, Your Excellency, tulikuwa na watu 125 waliregister.
Jana.
Waliregister.
Katika mtandao hii ya boma yangu.
Jana walisave 367,910.
Yes. Jana peke yake.
Jana peke yake.
Yes.
Average saving ni about 43,500 a day.
Yes.
Wana save. Katika hao hii mwezi peke yake wa June tuko na 10,538 already wameregister. Hao wamesave since June yanze 17,443,626 shillings. Na the number of people total registered at boma yangu ni 367,373. Hao wote kwa jumla
wale active savers.
Active savers ni 33,000.
33,000. Very good.
Lakini 367 wameregister, lakini kwa sababu hawakuwa wakiona activities, hawaoni nyumba zikikuja, hawajakuwa. Kwa hivyo kuanzia leo we expect kutakuwa na watu wengi first of all wataregister, na also tuna expect saving itaenda juu. Mpaka saa hizi, Your Excellency, we have 1.8 billion watu wamesave 1.8 billion 1,845,121,588.
Okay, so message kutoka kwetu kwa Wakenya ni kwamba kama serikali tumesema tunataka kujenga nyumba 1,200 kila mwaka. Hizi nyumba 1,200 kila mwaka zitajengwa sehemu zote za Kenya.
Sehemu zote za Kenya.
Kufikia sasa tuko na constituencies 178 ambayo tayari tuko na mipango katika viwango mbalimbali.
Kabisa.
Shamba imepatikana kwa constituencies 100.
No, tuko na shamba katika constituencies zote.
Constituencies zote
tuko na mashamba.
Kumepatikana mahali ya kujenga hizi manyumba.
Lakini lazima, kwa sababu kujenga lazima uanze assessment.
Yes.
Kwa sababu pia lazima tuangalie
ni mahali gani
iko karibu na infrastructure ili tusikue na gharama kubwa ya
infrastructure. Kuna lami, inaweza maji itafika pale namna gani, stima itafika pale namna gani.
Kabisa. Lakini zile ambazo zimepita hiyo laini ni 178.
So tayari constituencies 178 wamekuwa assessed.
Yes.
Na wamepita mtihani kwamba tunaweza kuanza kujenga nyumba.
Kabisa.
Sasa ile kazi inaendelea ni kuchora, kupanga, alafu tutaweka kandarasi, alafu ndio
tutaanza ujenzi.
Umesema kwa hizi constituencies 29.
Yes.
Tayari umefanya kandarasi?
Kandarasi tumefanya, evaluation inamalizika hii wiki, alafu award, alafu tutafanya groundbreaking.
So, naweza kuambia Wakenya.
Yes.
katika mpango yetu ya nyumba 1,200 kila mwaka. Tayari kuna Wakenya 33,000 ambao wanafanya saving wakielekeza kununua nyumba. Bado iko nafasi ya karibu Wakenya 160 na kitu hapo, 67 ambao wako na nafasi ya kuanza ili nyumba ambazo tunajenga 1,200 kila mwaka. Kuna nafasi ya Wakenya kununua
kabisa,
na hizi nyumba zitakuwa bei na gharama ya chini kuliko zile ziko katika soko wakati huu
kabisa.
Na vile vile tunawaambia Wakenya sio lazima ujulikane na mtu yeyote kuwa katika hii mpango ya kununua nyumba ambazo ni za bei ya chini kupitia kwa mpango wa serikali
kabisa.
Kila Mkenya ukitaka kuwa katika hii mpango, kama unahitaji nyumba, enda kwa simu yako *832# utakuwa kwa hii mtandao,
utakuwa kwenye mtandao,
alafu utasema unataka nyumba, utaonyeshwa mahali kuna mpango ya kujenga nyumba. Ni nyumba kiasi gani, ni 1 bedroom, ni 2 bedroom, ni 3 bedroom, ni studio,
social
ni
house,
social house,
ni low cost house,
ni namna hii, alafu utajipanga kuanzia hapo. Lakini ya muhimu, anza saving. Na unaweza kuanza na pesa kidogo, shilingi 200. Unaweza kuweka pale. Najua Mkenya ataniuliza, na nikiwa na 100 ungoje ujaze ikuwe 200. Alafu weke save. Lakini ukiwa na 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 endelea na kuchangia. Si namna hiyo?
Namna hiyo.
Tuko pamoja hapo?
Tuko pamoja.
So na hiyo mpango sasa imeanza kwa kasi.
Inaanza kwa kasi sasa.
Sasa kwa sababu Wakenya na bunge wamekubalia serikali katika ile 1.5% ambayo Wakenya watalipia na watalipiwa na wale wamewaajiri 1.5%. Itasaidia idara yako kwa njia gani katika hii mpango ya housing?
Itatusaidia kwa njia hii, Your Excellency. Sasa tuna wale investors. Tuko na over 200 investors ambao tume on board throughout the period. Wengi wao kama uliona, tulikuwa na nyumba tulikuwa tumeweka especially western side ya Kenya. Tulipeleka kandarasi, tulipata tu wachukuzi 2 peke yake, kwa sababu wakiangalia pale wanasema hawaoni kama kuna manufaa huko ama kuna watu wanataka kununua nyumba. So lakini tukiweka Nairobi na Kiambu na hapa karibu, tulikuwa na investors zaidi ya 100. Sasa tunataka kuambia investor hivi, wewe uje na pesa yako, tutakupatia shamba mahali ujenge. Ukimaliza kujenga hizo nyumba kulingana na ile makubaliano yetu, utupatie ufunguo, sisi tukulipe. Kwa maana sasa Wakenya wanaanza kujumuisha pesa kila mwezi, na tutakupatia ile kitu inaitwa off-take guarantee. Kwa hivyo kule Nyamira ama kama ni Kihancha, you don't need to worry kama ni nani ananunua nyumba huko. Wewe unaona serikali na serikali inakuonyesha iko na pesa, unalipa, sisi tunabaki Wakenya wenyewe wakijiallocate bila wewe investor kushindwa kama wata afford ama hawata afford. Alafu ya pili, Your Excellency, hiyo pesa itatusaidia namna gani? Itatusaidia kupunguza ile riba, interest rate. Interest rate saa hizi uliona juzi Central Bank wameongeza ile interest rate. Ni kumaanisha kama uko na mortgage huko nje labda karibu ifike 20%. Sasa hivi kwa huu mpango wa serikali, kama uko social housing tunakupatia 3% na tunakupatia miaka 30 kulipa na ni fixed. Kwa hivyo hata interest rate ikienda juu yako haiongezeki. Wale wenye wako affordable housing watapata 5%, again fixed mpaka miaka 30. Hivyo tutaweza kufanya mtu ambaye ako wa chini kabisa anaweza pata nyumba a studio at 2,500 ya social housing. Anaweza kupata 1 bedroom ya social housing at 4,500. Atapata 2 bedroom 6,500. Kwa affordable housing itakuwa ni 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 kwa 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom respectively. Kwa hivyo hiyo kujumuisha ya pesa ndio imeweza kutuwezesha kufinance wa Kenya na pia kuondoa ile risk investor anasema hataki kujenga mahali hapa. Hivyo hiyo ndio hiyo levy inatusaidia.
Okay. Vile nimekusikia bwana PS.
Yes.
Umesema hivi. Umesema hii hazina ya housing.
Yes.
Ambaye sasa Wakenya wanachangia. Itatusaidia mahali 4. Ya kwanza itawezesha sisi kujenga nyumba mahali ambapo kawaida wale wanajenga manyumba hawangeona ya kwamba kuna maana.
Kweli.
So tunaweza kujenga nyumba kila sehemu ya Kenya.
Kabisa.
Hata mahali ambapo private investors hawangejenga.
Hawataki kwenda.
Number 1. Number 2, itatusaidia kuhakikisha kwamba wale wa Kenya wa chini ambao wanahitaji social housing.
Correct.
Wale ambao wanahitaji affordable housing.
Correct.
Badala ya kulipa sasa interest ya 15, 18, 20%.
Correct.
Yule Mkenya wa social housing atalipa 3%.
3%.
Wale ambao ni wa affordable housing
5%.
5%.
Yeah.
So itatusaidia kupunguza ile riba ama
Correct.
interest.
Yes.
Ili manyumba iwe affordable. Vile vile katika hiyo mpango yako ya kuambia invest, wewe jenga nyumba.
Correct.
Ukimaliza sisi tutakulipa, wewe uende, tutajipanga na Wakenya.
Yes.
Vile hizi nyumba wataweza kuzinunua.
Correct.
Pia itatusaidia kupiga bei na huyo investor mwenye atajenga.
Kweli.
Hatajenga kwa ile bei anataka.
Hapana.
Atajenga kwa ile bei tumekubaliana
naye.
Kwa sababu tutampatia mahali pa kujenga for free.
Yes.
Alafu pia tutampatia ile off take.
Yes.
Hata asema wacha niongeze kiasi fulani kwa sababu sijui market itakaa namna gani.
Kweli.
Market tunakubaliana na yeye mbele.
Yeah.
Tumekubaliana. So itatusaidia katika hiyo mpango yote. Hebu nieleze. Ardhi nyingi, sehemu nyingi za Kenya, unaona hapa Kiambu, mahali ambapo kulikuwa na kahawa, mahali ambapo kulikuwa na chai, watu wanabadilisha, wanaanza kujenga nyumba. Unakuta watu Kitengela, unakuta watu Isinya, ndio wale wamefika karibu Kajiado, wanatafuta mahali ya kujenga nyumba 50 by 100.
Correct.
Itatusaidia vipi hii mpango kuzuia shamba ambayo tungetumia kuzalisha chakula isitumike katika hii mpango ya kuweka manyumba kila mahali?
Itatusaidia sana your excellency, kwa sababu sasa hizi 524 parcels ambazo tumejumuisha Kenya mzima, ni kumaanisha tunaweza, kama hapa Park Road tulikuwa na ekali 7, mbeleni kulikuwa na watu 39 houses zilikuwa pale hivi 39. Wakati tumejenga 1370. Kwa hivyo ukichukua hiyo example, tuende mahali kama Nyeri ambapo wanakuza chakula huko, tupate ekali 7, tujenge kama hizo, watu wataacha kukatakata mashamba, wanakuja kwenye ile settlement pale, wanakaa
hali kuna stima, kuna maji,
kuna sewage, kuna maji, kuna internet,
na pengine hospitali itakuwa hapo, shule itakuwa hapo.
Kwa mpango wetu your excellency, tunasema shule na hospitali zitakuwa within 5 minutes walking distance, ili to create livable hizo human settlements. So kwa hivyo hakuna haja sasa wewe kama ni mzazi kukatakata shamba ili ukatakatie watoto wako. Wasaidie kununua nyumba hapa, wanaamka asubuhi wanaenda shamba wanalima, waache kukatakata shamba. Hiyo ndio itatusaidia sana. Na pia tutakuwa mpaka na vitu kama cemetery ambapo mahali tunazika watu, tuache kuzika watu kwenye mashamba pia.
So tutahakikisha kwamba tunabadilisha mahali ya kulima, tunalima chakula, ndio tuanze kupunguza gharama ya chakula kwa kuhakikisha kwamba hatutumii shamba ya kuzalisha chakula kujenga manyumba.
Kweli.
Tumekubaliana hapo?
Tumekubaliana hapo.
Very good.
Yeah.
Anything else you want us to say?
Ile ya mwisho ni umuhimu wa housing na the value chain. Hapa waziri wangu amekueleza hicho kiti, na najua your excellency unaweza sema hicho kiti ni very comfortable.
Iko mbele sana hii kiti.
Ni very very comfortable.
Yes.
Kila kitu unaona hapa. Mpaka ile ya kuhang jacket iko pale nyuma umeficha kidogo. Tutakuingiza mpaka bedroom hapa hivi. Zote zimetengenezwa na watu wa jua kali. Tuko na chairman hawa jamaa wa Ngong Road hapa hivi. ndio wametengeneza kila kitu, wamezitengeneza like in the last 48 hours, kwa sababu zingine tumeorder hivi karibuni. Ni kumaanisha kwamba Your Excellency, katika hizi kandarasi ambazo tutakuwa nazo, kuna vitu ambazo tutaondoa, tuseme lazima tujenge hapa Kenya. Kwa hivi sasa tumejumuisha 69 items ambazo tumesema hata tukipoa for free kutoka nje, tutasema wacha tujitengenezee hapa, because there is another bigger agenda, na ni hii watu ya jua kali na kazi. Kwa hivyo, na hiyo ndio muhimu sana, kwa sababu ajira kwa Kenya tumekuwa na shida kubwa sana. Sasa hii ni mpango mmoja ambavyo tunaweza kupatiana kazi.
Huyu mtu wa jua kali, bwana mkubwa, unaitwa Mohia. Bwana Mohia, katika hii mpango ya housing, wewe kama mtu wa jua kali, nyinyi ndio mnatengeneza madirisha, nyinyi ndio mnatengeneza milango, nyinyi ndio mnachoma ile mali yote ambayo inatumika pale, mnatengeneza hinges, mnatengeneza products zote ambazo zinatumika katika ujenzi. Hii program ya housing itasaidia vipi watu wa jua kali?
Kwanza ni kukushukuru sana Mheshimiwa Rais kwa vile tulianza ile pilot project na tukaona umuhimu ya hiyo project. Ati tunaweza fanya kazi kubwa, sio lazima wale makandarasi wakubwa wafanye hizo kazi. Kitu ya kwanza tulifunzwa kufanya hizo kazi na hali nyingine ya ujuu sana. So across the board watu wote wanaweza kuwa wameingia kutoka kwa level nyingine mzuri sana, ambapo kila mtu anaweza
unazungumzia quality of the product.
Quality of the product.
Una make sure that iko quality
na
mzuri.
Measurement, unajua sisi venye tunafanyanga kazi.
Ilikuwa kienyeji kidogo.
Kienyeji kidogo.
Sasa mmeweka line.
Ile group tuko naye na nataka kusaidia kwa hii group nyingine tunataka kufanya. Kila mtu wa jua kali awe yako sawa sawa. Ile mashida tulipata pale tusiwe na ingine hapo. Ndio tuweze kuwezesha watu wetu wafanye kazi vizuri. Na hii nini? So, kitu kingine naweza kukushukuru sana ni maneno ya furniture. Ngong Road unatujua, wewe najua ni mmoja wetu kabisa.
Correct.
Umetusupport kabisa. Hata umechukua mafundi wangu ukapeleka Eldoret, siku nyingine vizuri sana. But tunataka exposure. Tukipata tu exposure, watu wanaweza hata tengenezea kitu nyumba ya nyumba na mtu analete kwa display pahali. Kama
Correct.
Hapa tukipatiwa subsidized prices, tunatengeneza one quarterly hapa. Yes. Tunalete vitu kama venye umeziona. I hope hakuna mtu hajafurahia vitu ziko hapa.
No, hii kitu iko mbele.
Yeah, sasa tukipata ni exposure, lakini imekaa kama wiki kama 3 hii kama haijanunuliwa. Lakini ikikuja hapo watu 100 wanaiuliza.
Yes.
So tungetaka
tayari watu 4 wameulizia kununua hii.
Nimekaa naye mwezi karibu 2 huko workshop. Sasa unaona tukipatiwa exposure tuwe na kitu kidogo tu kama exhibition quarterly.
Yes.
Ama any county, every county.
Very good.
Watu wote wakitengeneza wazinakongamana pahali moja zinauzwa.
Nitaambia waziri wa trade apange hiyo mambo ya ndio Wakenya wajue ile products tuko nazo, products jua kali inatengeneza, ndio wawache kwenda kununua hizi vitu kutoka sijui dunia gani.
China tunataka tulete tu mashini na Wachina wawili wa kutufunza. Wakishamaliza wanapanda ndege tu, sisi tunabaki tukiwatengenezea furniture. Sio kuleta vitu kama hizi huko. Sasa tunataka tuwe upscaled.
Yes.
Na in the next few years kila mtu anakuwa
very good.
Hapo sawa kabisa.
Ningetaka kuna mzee amekaa karibu na wewe. Alikuwa wacha akwambie tu kwa dakika tu moja.
Okay.
Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa majina yangu ni Joseph Ngige Kairu ambaye naishi pande ya Ruiru siku hizi. Na history
unaishi wapi?
Pande ya Ruiru. Ruiru, Kiambu County. Sub County, Ruiru Sub County, Kiambu County. Na nimewahi kuwa bereni hapo mtumishi wa serikali, civil servant. Nimefanya kazi hapa Kahawa kama civil servant miaka 31. Niliingia 1964 nikatoka 1995. Kwa hivyo nikaenda ndio nilijenga kanyumba kidogo hapo Ruiru, ndio nikaleta familia yangu hapo. Kwa hivyo ndio nakaa hapo Ruiru sasa. Hiyo miaka niko naye niliangalia hii muradi nikaona hapana, Kwa maana mimi sijaajiriwa na hakuna mtu anaweza kulipa kibarua. Uzuri niingie kwa hii mradi. Niliingia hii mradi mwaka wa 2019 ndio nilianza. Nilianza kusave kidogo. Sasa angalau niko na pesa kiasi. Kwa hivyo mimi ningeuliza kila mmoja yenu, wazee kwa vijana, wajiunge na hii mradi kwa maana iko na faida. Utapata rumu yako moja ama mbili ama tatu kulingana na mapato yako. Kwa nini usitoe?
So naona hapa mzee umesave kuanzia tarehe 8 Januari. Ulianza zamani kidogo. 1981. Alianza huku chini. 2019. Naona ulisave 2019, umesave 1,000, 2,000, 200, 10,000 pale November. Hii 10,000 ulikuwa umeuza kitu?
Kidogo.
Naona umesave hapo. Ndio hiyo 20,000, 1,000, 20,000. Sasa hii umefikisha?
Ndio hii
550.
Ndio ningeuliza hata vijana.
Kwa hii kwa boma yangu hii.
Vijana mjiunge na hii mradi.
Sasa unataka hawa wengine wote wajiunge?
Wajiunge kwa kupenda kwenu.
So nia yako kwa hii mpango unategea nyumba gani?
Mimi nategea rumu moja tu.
Wapi ume-identify mahali?
Starehe.
Pale Starehe. Unangojea hiyo ya Starehe. Tayari ume-identify ni gani? Which room? Uko na bedroom ngapi? Unataka
room moja tu.
Ile one bedroom. Unataka kutumia kwa njia gani?
Nataka kukaa ndio iwe makumbusho yangu.
Yes.
Kwa vile nimekaa kahawa hapa na ni Nairobi.
Sasa
miaka 31. Nataka kuonyesha watoto yangu ile jasho nilikuwa nafanya hapa kahawa ndio hii. Miaka 31.
Asante sana. Shukrani.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huyu mzee amefanya bidii kabisa. Na alikuwa civil servant. Hata mimi nilikuwa civil servant, nilikuwa na save kidogo. Amesave over 500. Mimi nitamuongeza 300 tuongeze kwa ile yake.
Sasa tumpigie kura Rigiji jameni. Kusukuma hii mzee. Si ndio? Hii ni sawa. Unataka niongeze kitu hata mimi? Amesema atakuongezea 300. 1,300. Sawa. Shukrani sana. Na waziri amesema atakuongezea 100. Amesema umefanya bidii sana. Hiyo ni mzuri sana. Sawa. Lazima sasa fuatilie. Pia atafuatilia. Yeah. Na hata mimi wacha nitaongeza basi ya mama. Ya huyu mama Nyaboke. Nikuongezee 500 ndio ifike. Ndio sasa tuendelee namna hiyo. So asante sana. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, we are now moving to the financial services. We have Equity Bank here.
Your Excellency, this is a very visionary step of integrating private sector and government and offering the entire infrastructure or backbone for the convenience of citizens. So we've been able to load the 5,000 government services to all our infrastructure. So whether it is Equitel, which talks of my money, my phone, my life. So my life is completed by the 5,000 services, whether it's marriage, business registration. Then we have put it in the Equity Super App so that for the young generation, they don't need the SDK, they're on the mobile. Then we have used USSD so that all the phones in the country can interface with our system. And then for the business SMEs, we have integrated it with our internet solution for business, the payment platform. So there's no business, whether it's micro, small, it has a payment capability. And then for rural areas where they may not be very integrated, then the agents. Okay. So the agents, 40,000 agents have access now to that capability. They can receive all the 5,000 payments. And then the 200 equity branches are also connected. So today we have an agent here, and we can see, and we have a branch here, and how we have simplified it. Okay. So the most important thing is the 222. So it's as easy as that. But from research, we believe if we digitize 10% of the economy, we'll be able to achieve a 1% growth of GDP. So, and that is the secret. And that is the power of integration of private sector. Your Excellency. Thank you. Your Excellency.
So, what you are saying, James, is that you have how many agents across Kenya?
40,000.
40,000 agents. So I can tell the people of Kenya that you can now access government services, the 5,000 government services. If you go to any agent of Equity, they will also have an app for the 5,000 government services. Is that correct?
That's true, Your Excellency.
So
and
they don't have to travel to looking for a government office.
They don't need to look for a government office. We have integrated business and government.
So they can come if they want to know what their electricity bill is, what their status of land is. They can come to the Equity agent. And operate the facility there, and they can have access to government service.
That's true, Your Excellency. But more importantly, they can also go to their app. They can do this, all these, including our diaspora.
Okay.
They can use the app to pay for their families back at home, government services. People paying late, those who have plots, they can pay for the plots from the US or any other country using the infrastructure of the bank.
You're also saying I don't have to go to the Ministry of Lands office.
Absolutely, Your Excellency.
I can either operate it on my phone, or I can, if I don't have a smartphone,
you go to the agent.
I go to the agent, and we have the Equity agents, 40,000. I am told we have 250,000 Safaricom agents also who work with you.
And Excellency, we are also integrating pay with equity merchants, all the shops, which are 900,000. That is phase 2 of integration. Okay. So that we will have more than 1 million points through which
so government services will be available everywhere?
Everywhere, including at the village level. The village shop, Your Excellency.
And you don't have to look for the DC's office, or I don't know whose office. The DC's office has come to the phone.
Gava mashinani. Na mkononi, Your Excellency.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. So
I'll be paying for my good conduct.
Yes, certificate of good conduct.
Yes. I will go to government and tax payments. I'll select e-citizen, and then I will input the reference number that I have generated from the portal. I have it here. I have it here with me, KMWD. Then it will validate. Let me try again. Yes, it will validated. Then I have to input the amount that I meant to pay for good conduct. That is 1050. Just add, I just add 1005. That is okay. Then I proceed with payment. I input my agent PIN. I proceed with the transaction. It will ask me whether I'll be paying for this amount. I agree. And then it will print a receipt. And then once it prints the receipt, I will go to the portal, complete the transaction. Then I can print the receipt from the portal. I go take my fingerprints at the DCI's office. And then I'll wait for my good. Exactly.
No risk of carrying money.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay more than what?
No. No
Yes.
charge.
There is no
for free.
facilitation fee.
Okay, asante sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Karibu, Your Excellency, to Cooperative Bank.
Welcome to Cooperative Bank, Your Excellency. You can have a seat here, then I take you shortly on the things we are doing. Thank you, Your Excellency. So Cooperative Bank has been at the forefront of government integrations. Right now, Your Excellency, KRA, NSF, NHIF, you're able to pay through our M-Cop Cash Point, which is a mobile platform. We've also been able, Your Excellency, to be able to pay the elderly through the Inua Jamii. Yesterday and today, we are paying all of them, and we are giving them those services across the 17,000 COP kwa Jirani agents. They don't need to walk to the branch. Those who have cards can also access that. We've also been able to support government on food security through the KICC, Kenya Cereal Enhancement Program, where we have 100,000 farmers who are able to get e-vouchers to get inputs, fertilizer, and other services. And that's what we are doing to entrench government. Now, Your Excellency, the only remaining leg that is remaining is for us to integrate on the e-citizen. And Treasury is supporting that so that we get onto that. Our new core banking system, which is a 7 billion system, is live now, last 2 weeks. So we'll be able to support government to take services closer to the people. Thank you.
You are aware, so you are aware, Mr. Marango,
yes,
that we now have 5,084 government services available on the e-citizen platform. And we are seeking a collaboration with you so that you have how many agents across the country?
Your Excellency, we have 22,000.
22,000 agents.
Yes.
You think it will be possible for the 22,000 agents to have our government services on their portal and citizens can be able to access them?
Immediately we integrate with the e-citizen, that would be very possible. They will be able to access that.
Yes.
Even right now,
Yes.
they are accessing other services
Okay.
without even the full integration.
Okay,
Yes.
so how long do you think that integration will take?
We, in 2 weeks' time,
2 weeks.
Treasury just need to give us a letter to proceed.
Where is the treasury people? Where? Waziri, will you make sure?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? You will communicate? Yes, so that we can have these services online and citizens don't have to look for government service everywhere.
Yes.
They either can access government service on the phone, and by the way,
yes,
we are well on course with our telcos
yes,
in making sure that we will have by August, we will have a smartphone
yes,
affordably
yes,
working between the government of Kenya and our telcos of $40, which is like 5,400.
Yes.
You can now have a smartphone where all government services, including what you people are looking for, will be available.
Yes.
Is that okay?
And Your Excellency, on revenue collection, Governor Sakaja is here. For Nairobi County, we are collecting his revenues and also for KRA and 27 other counties.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. They are supporting you. Congratulations. It is our intention that, for a very long time, accessing government services has been a very painful exercise. People go to a government office, sometimes it is closed, the fellow who is supposed them is sick or has gone kujivinjari mahali fulani, they can only find a coat, hanged in some desk, and it is sometimes a very painful exercise. So we are trying to make government efficient.
Yes, sir.
We are trying to make government effective by making sure that you don't have to queue, you don't have to travel, you don't have to pay pass fare. You can access government from the comfort of your village, either on your phone or on all the other agents, whether it is Equity, whether it is Coop Bank
Yes,
like
sir.
you, all the other banks, and of course, we are collaborating with Safaricom to make sure that their infrastructure also is made available to citizens as a place where they can access government service.
We are ready to work with you.
Yes.
Ready from day one.
Ready from day one.
Yes.
And it's not going to cost any extra penny.
No penny to the government and to the client.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Karibu sana to KCB Bank.
And explain about the eCitizen Bank. We've been together with the eCitizen program since 2014 when they had only 5 services on it. Now there are over 5,000 services and we are very proud supporters. If I can just show you here what the POS looks like, that is at all our agents, both in country, you can see there eCitizen services, on our apps, on our USSD *522 hash, 844 hash, all of them are carrying eCitizen services. Yes, and the intention is that even the ones who are, we have over 6,000 e-agents around the world, all of them are carrying the eCitizen services as well. And our intention is to ensure that Gavam Kononi is published on our channels as well and availed across the entire network of the bank and across the group. So it is our pleasure, truly, to work with the government.
Thank you very much. Sorry. Thank you very much, Madam. And I want to say thank you very much to KCB for being a partner with the government of Kenya on the delivery of the eCitizen platform. The eCitizen platform, as you are aware, we undertook that we were going to run a digital government. And my undertaking was that we are going to get at least 5,000 government services by 30th June, which is today. and I am happy that we have managed to cross the line. You know, we are at 5,080 and 84. 5,084. Our intention, you know, when we came into office, we estimated that government services were around 7,000. But I think after now starting the digitization process, there are actually much more. I think we are discovering government services every day that need to be digitized. And therefore, it might go actually to between 9,000, maybe 10,000. Is that okay? Is that correct, Waziri? So although we have crossed the 9,000 mark, our intention is that by the end of this year, all government services, if they are 10,000 or whatever number they are, they must be on eCitizen platform. They must be available digitally.
Yes.
And part of what we are doing to make sure that as government government services go to the digital platform, citizens must also have access to the internet. Because if they are available online and citizens cannot go online, then it becomes difficult. And that is why we are rolling out the 100,000 kilometers of new fiber optic backbone. We're also doing 1,450 hubs in every ward. We are doing 25,000 hotspots across Kenya so that citizens can have access to the whole of that ecosystem. Now, let me ask you, the eCitizen platform with 5,000 now and 84 services, there is a dedicated government pay channel.
Yes.
222 222. Is that correct?
Yes.
222 222. And the expectation of the government of Kenya is that all government revenue must now go through 222 222 so that Treasury can have sight of every government service that is paid for. And I'm going to be making an announcement here that in the next 90 days, all other pay bills must be shut down. Because we have a problem of some of the pay bills that even we cannot account for. We have close to 1,000 plus pay bills all over the place by all manner of people, some of which we don't even have sight of.
Yes.
They must now be closed down,
Yes.
and all government money will be paid through 222 that goes to the treasury.
Yes.
And then the treasury will make sure that that whole ecosystem, if there is money going to A&A, they should go back to the respective ministries, departments, and agencies.
Yes.
What is KCB as the bank that is working with us?
Yes.
What steps have you taken to make sure that that whole ecosystem around 222 is safe and works for the people of Kenya? And what is the connection between you and Treasury in that system?
Okay, so we are the settlement bank for e-citizens. So all the payments will end up in the government accounts that are held in KCB Bank. Our intention is to ensure, because the convenience for all Kenyans is to have the option that regardless of where your source of funds is, whether you're carrying cash, you want to do it on mobile, you want to do it from card, you want to do it from out of the country, all of it must terminate through one channel and into one account. And that is what will ensure then that there is confidence that revenue assurance is being tracked. So our intention as the organization that is tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that the government funds are followed to every cent, that this is channeled through one path. And regardless of the source of funds though, then the Kenyan can be able to, regardless of whether you're carrying cash, you can go to any agent, regardless of the bank, regardless of the location or where you are, but all of it at the end of the day will channel through one path.
So maybe another thing that I would want to mention now that we are discussing this whole ecosystem, apart from making sure that there are no multiplicity of pay bills, you know, by government agencies, number one. Number two, all payments. No citizen should be told, go and pay for this service using this pay bill. No. All Kenyans must know, if I have to pay for a government service, it has to be 222, number one. Number two, even if I have to pay cash, somebody should not tell a Kenyan, go and deposit this cash in bank account X. No bank account X anymore.
Yes.
If it has to be in cash, go get the cash, get it into pay bill.
Yes, go to the agent, put it in that pay bill.
Yes, put it in that pay bill, and so
the
that
payment completes.
we are all clear. There is no government revenue being put in accounts which nobody knows where it is going.
Yes.
For citizens to know that I am paying for a government service, it must end up in 222.
Yes. All of it will be channeled through that one channel.
Very good. And the holder of that account is Treasury.
Yes.
The holder of that account.
The owner of the account is
the owner of the account is Treasury. So the money will go to Treasury, or it will go to KCB.
It will go to Treasury.
Yes.
It must go to Central Bank.
Yeah, the
to
account.
channel it because the connectivity must be in place.
Yes.
That is what your bank is good for.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Your Excellency. You are now entering the Ministry of Health. Hello.
Hello. How are you? Fine, thank you, sir. Welcome to the ministry. Yes. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. This is the Ministry of Health, together with my PSS and my technical teams here. Your Excellency, one of your agenda is digitization. So what we have done at the ministry, we have developed our digitization vision board. This is how it looks like, Your Excellency, that you have already given us an enabling environment based on your pronouncements. And based on this, we are working together with the Ministry of ICT that has provided for us the national ICT infrastructure to ensure that there's connectivity through the local area network, wide area network, and fiber. We are working together very well, and they are assisting us even in development of our other areas. Your Excellency, at the middle here, this is the National Core Digital Health Services. And in this National Core Digital Health Services, Your Excellency, what you see in green, Kenya Community Health Unit Registry, Kenya National Health Terminology, Kenya Health Facility Registry, we have already achieved. That is why they're in green. To mean that we know all the facilities that are within this country under the Kenya Health Facility Registry. We also know the Kenya Community Health Unit Registry. Remember, we have our community health promoters that link up to the community health unit. We already know what it is. And we have the terminology area. Your Excellency, we are working together with the Ministry of Interior so that we have the unique identifier. Once we have it, then we go ahead and continue development of the Kenya Client Registry. That the unique identifier from Ministry of Interior is the same one that a Kenyan will use to access services all throughout. Your Excellency, last week we launched with you the Human Resource Advisory Council. We want to have a registry of all health workers, that we know who they are, we know their cadres, we know how many years of services they have already done, when they will be retiring, and we can as well know how we transfer them from one facility to the other based on need. Your Excellency, all this done, we have a national shared health records. This national shared health records, Your Excellency, means if a Kenyan is accessing health services from whatever point, they don't need to move around with any kind of documentation. Remember, there are places that you go and you spend time because wanafungua file. So we shall no longer have kufungua file. You have your unique identifier that you walk through, and the records here are shared. Should one be transferred from one level of service to the other, they will find their records there. Your Excellency, on this other side, we have what we call the support services, where we have the electronic claims management system. The issues that we are having at NHIF, Your Excellency, those are going to be a thing of the past. Because as you move through the services, there is an invoice that is being generated automatically. Your Excellency, it is based on the costed items that we did. We have an itemized invoice. So the people here, their work is just to do claims management. Then we have telemedicine, Your Excellency, and we also have the National Logistics Supply Chain Management Service. This is where our KEMSA for health products will plug in. All the brokers in between, we are working towards removing them, Your Excellency. On this side is what we call point of care. And Your Excellency, you'll be pleased to know that one of our national referral hospitals, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospitals, you can book for an appointment online from your phone. You go through, you find they are prepared for you. Every point of care that you go through, your name and your details are already there. That is what we call point of care that will take care of inpatient and outpatient. Your Excellency, we have ICHIS. This is our app for the community health promoters. We have already trained them. They'll be collecting data. All this data then filters through to the national shared health records. We have a digital kiosk, Your Excellency. This digital kiosk is meant to create employment for the many qualified health workers who do not have a place to practice, that through their gadgets, then they can link up and even provide services to patients. And lastly, we have other point of care. Your Excellency, all this that you see here is the Kenya Health Interoperability Services. To mean all facilities, including Nairobi County, they have some form of digitization. But now we are providing this platform so that they are able to link through. Our aspiration, Your Excellency, is that all Kenyans will own their records. Besides owning, they will control who accesses and how they access at each point of care. Let's go to the next one. Your Excellency, this is a patient journey. Should one get unwell, this is where they start from the community level through our community health promoters, through this application, KICC. And all this is logged onto eCitizen, Your Excellency. They come to the facility level where they are provided for services. Depending on the level, it could be level 2, level 3, up to level 6, where there is referral. Your Excellency, the previous I showed you, this is now electronic claims, where our reformed NHIF is going to be, and the other social health insurance scheme. Your Excellency, then we have the back to the community for those who need rehabilitation services. They'll be sent back to the community, and we have our shared health records. Your Excellency, we have moved further at the ministry. We have a total of 28 active agencies. Of the 28 active agencies, 12 have already onboarded on eCitizen. We have mapped out all the services that we need to onboard on eCitizen. Almost 590 are mapped, but 414 are already linked on eCitizen. Let me allow my PS to demonstrate the other two active
Thank you, Excellency. Just to demonstrate to you, we have a few of those services that have been onboarded. One is through Damu Kenya. We call it Damu KE. The Damu KE is an end-to-end management information system that automates workflows of the management of blood and blood products from vein to vein national, meaning from the donor to the recipient. The system facilitates track and traces the, assuring the transparency, accountability of the donated blood, because we want to make sure that that blood that has been donated is accounted and can be traced back to who donated this blood. So this system, Your Excellency, it's all in the, here is where you do the registration. So the citizen comes and his or her data will be captured. And once that is captured, then the end here is the donation certificate. But in between here is what takes place, screening of the blood and all those things. All that now is online. So that's the certificate, Your Excellency. And then this is the pharmacovigilance electronic reporting system where we give the patients to report cases of where there's adverse reaction or where they suspect that some of these medication that was given are not correct. So we have also put this in the e-citizen where they register, and this will be how they will be worked on. And then finally, there is a certificate, there is a registration form that they will get, they will fill. So this is the form they fill when they have suspected adverse drug reaction, where they report that they have these cases. Thank you. We have Jali. This is a very interactive system, Your Excellency, and this one now calls upon that if you have your mobile, we can start. As a citizen, my colleague will show you how the citizens will access it, but the most important thing is the WhatsApp number, 070719 Yes, that's how it works, Your Excellency.
Once you scan, then you're taken to WhatsApp, and you're able to ask any question that you would want the chat box to.
Okay.
You start with hello. So you start communicating. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Your Excellency.
Gives you the menu.
If you want to know about your lifestyle and wellness, you type 1. But in this, what we are going through right now is to increase accessibility. And therefore, I'll ask my PS to type 10, this locator. It locates to you the facility that is closest to you. A link that you can click on. It tells you what facilities are next to you, that then you can go to access services.
So those are the services, and they tell you how far it is. I can see on the side.
They give you the distance.
Okay. So, Waziri and your team, what is very important to the ordinary person, pale nyumbani, ni kujua our community health promoters, yeah? What kind of service are they going to offer? And the data they collect from citizens, how have you made it possible for that data to be aggregated so that we can know what is the prevailing, disease burden situation in every part of Kenya?
Thank you, Your Excellency. The community health promoters have a gadget. On that gadget, we have an app.
The gadget will be supplied by the government of Kenya.
By the government of Kenya, Your Excellency. Over 100,000 community health promoters, each will have a gadget. That gadget has an application, the KICC. Besides that, Your Excellency, each community health promoter has a kit. Inside that kit, they have basic first aid. They equally have those things that they can use to check the temperatures, to check the blood pressure of each member of the individual household. They will collect that data through the KICC application. Let's go to KICC. And on the KICC application, Your Excellency, are you able to open it live, the KICC? that after they collect that data on KICC, we able to have access, because it then reports to the National Health Record Services through the core that I explained previously. And from the national level, Your Excellency, we are able even to tell how many times a community health promoter has visited a household. If they have not visited, we are able to tell from the KICC from the national level. Then together with the counties, we are able to redirect them and tell them that this community health promoter hasn't visited. You see, like here, Your Excellency, it is showing that they visited a household that has mother and newborn, and they are in 2 days' time, they should be visited. This one here was not visited. Jane Kamau, these are household. They ought to have gone, but they did not go. They were due yesterday. So this application, Your Excellency, it is able to assist us to monitor the performance of community health promoters.
Very good.
And based on the data that they are collecting here, you can see, we can generate reports now.
Very good.
And based on these reports, then we can even tell what is the prevalence of disease in certain parts of the country. We use it for the national decision making in terms of where should we focus on specialists, where should we focus on the health products to procure.
Okay. Waziri, one more question.
Yes, sir.
You know the big problem we've always had with health commodities and KEMSA.
Yes.
How is this process of digitization, which we discussed, how will this process of digitization assist us to get rid of the challenges we have at KEMSA?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Now, on this core, Your Excellency, we have point of care. Point of care, they are recording what is happening at each level. For example, if a pharmaceutical drug is being dispensed, paracetamol at each level, it is visible here on the digital system. When it is being dispensed here, the person at the end, HPT supplier, that is KEMSA, they are able to see that this drug is going down. So then it assists them in their operations to ensure that then they reorder and restock on that. On the other end of KEMSA, Your Excellency, are the manufacturers and vendors, that they are able then to monitor stocks within here. So what this system is doing, Your Excellency, it is removing the brokers that were in between. In terms of, what they were doing is just to increase the cost of products. So now with this system, it cuts out, because KEMSA has visibility of usage of the products on this end, and on this side, they have control because they have communication with the suppliers and the manufacturers of the items, Your Excellency. Similarly, Your Excellency, this system, it eliminates all the issues that we have had regarding claims at NHIF, because we have an electronic claims management system here. When this patient is going through all the services, information is being collected. So now you cannot introduce a fake patient in between, neither can you introduce a fake service in between, because we have an itemized invoice being managed with an electronic claims management system.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Welcome to the Minister of ICT.
Welcome, Your Excellency. This is the Ministry of ICT. Here we want to espouse how we are leveraging on ICT to deliver the entire government development agenda, Your Excellency. You are aware that in your government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the digital superhighway is a standalone thematic area because it is an enabler to all facets of what we want to do and also a critical success factor moving forward. So we will illustrate how far we have gone in the delivery of digital infrastructure, where we have the establishment and operationalization of the 25,000 free Wi-Fi hotspots, the 1,450 village digital hubs, the rollout of the 100,000 kilometers of fiber, the setting up of the data centers, and then how, through the Office of the Data Commissioner, we are coming up with an elaborate risk mitigation framework that ensures both data privacy and data security. On the flip side of it, Your Excellency, with that infrastructure in place, we are also going to illustrate how we are leveraging on ICT to move away from the traditional way of doing business to e-commerce. We will also illustrate how we are facilitating optimal exploitation of the potential of the creative industry through our studio Mashinani, which is domiciled within the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. We will also illustrate, Your Excellency, how through ICT we are facilitating virtual registration of journalists through the Media Council of Kenya. So we'll start with PS Professor Kisangani to illustrate what we have here with respect to e-commerce.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Our journey has been a long one from this booth. I'm sure you used it one time. As you are calling, people are still queuing to pick it. But you can see we have moved even in terms of the post offices. We are no longer using, some services are not going through this because they are digital. You can deliver letters through the courier services. But as you can see from this illustration, Post Office has already done 772 services, passports delivered through this procedure, and we can still do other things in agriculture, and so long as you just make your order, you can make your order and pay, and the poster can deliver even to the last mile. So that's where we are, and we are no longer storing money in boxes and strong rooms. Now we can use the digital transformation to do that. So I think you could say, CS has mentioned something about registration of journalists, Your Excellency, and this is where the Media Council is. They have been registering journalists. All you need is to make an application using your phone, and then you will have to be approved and then registered. So anytime they come to functions like this one of yours, they will be just checked, and then that verification can be done, Your Excellency. And I think this is a pet project to you. You have been talking about talent building. Studio Mashinani is here. They are just demonstrating the training that we undertake at Studio Mashinani as they develop talent in music and acting, and KBC is on it, and it has been doing a very good job. So here is where we shall have the creative economy developed from our KBC studios, and then we make money out of that. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Then, Your Excellency, let's come to the digital infrastructure here. PS Tanui will take us through the digital infrastructure and other facets of our digital transformation agenda.
Welcome, Your Excellency. Supporting all the other sectors is one of our roles to ensure we deliver for support health, agriculture, and all the others, and to support a real transformational agenda. This, we are building the infrastructure across the country, the 100,000 kilometers. We have identified all the points that we are going to deploy. And we are going to work with private sector and also public sector institutions. And the main 5 points, Your Excellency, on the digital superhighway are this: rollout of 1,450 automation of government services, implementation of the physical addressing system to support e-commerce, and digital skills that will focus on jobs and entrepreneurship. Your Excellency, to ensure we connect effectively, we are going to also explore new solutions like this satellite solution. One of the satellite solutions that can be used where there is no fiber will connect. And Your Excellency, the digital superhighway goes to the device, and this is one of the devices that we are working with the private sector. Michael is from Safaricom. These are the devices. First week of August, yes, around there.
I want you to speak to that. I had a candid discussion with Safaricom, all the other telcos. You people told me 28th of July, you will have the first rollout of the $40 smartphone. Can you speak to that?
Your Excellency, thank you for your patience and your memory. So these are the sample devices that we are working through. That is the 6.5 inch, and that is the 5 inch. So this is the entry phone, entry smartphone, and this is the 6.5 smartphone. These are actually the test devices that we're working through testing and to be submitted for formal approval from a testing perspective. From a timeline perspective, we are working through. Oh, sorry. We are working through the process of the factory setup. The first part of the assembly equipment is now in country and being cleared. We are looking at the next couple of weeks, so we are fairly confident in saying that in August we will have the
August. Are you telling me to tell Kenyans that in August they can buy one of these phones from your enterprises?
Your Excellency, in August, we expect that the factory will be producing phones that will be ready to go to market.
In August?
In August.
In August?
In August.
This year?
August 2023.
Thank
you said it.
Your Excellency, to grow the digital economy and attract investment, we have the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner. She can speak about some of the things she's doing.
Thank you, Excellency, and welcome to our stand. Our role as the Office of the Data Commissioner is to spouse the digital economy. And you know, in the era of digital economy, there's a lot of information exchanging, and that is personal data. So we are responsible for making sure that is safe towards digital economy. To Your Excellency, because of the data protection regime, we are able to get more investors into the country so that they're able to invest in this economy. Thirdly, Your Excellency, as an office, all our services are online. We have registration. Your Excellency, you launched the portal. As we speak, we have a portal here to show we have over 3,000 who have registered since January this year. Also, we have complaints. Anyone who is, just to give Kenyans confidence, if there is a breach in as far as their data is concerned, they can file a complaint with us, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And here we have one of our entities concerned ICT Authority and helping us to implement most of our programs. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Welcome to the ICT Authority. We provide technology to power government digitization. And for us, the aim is to improve the quality of life, accelerate economic growth, raise productivity and national competitiveness. Your Excellency, we have worked a long journey plan, which we are calling the ICT Master Plan. And this plan is also providing investors with opportunities where they can be able to plug in the sector. We do have, under the plan, 4 key pillars, Your Excellency. Our PS has spoken to the digital infrastructure, the work we are doing on the rollout of fiber and Wi-Fi. But today, tied to our on a number of pillars. And what we see as the e-citizen system is a one-stop shop for government. But below it, we have established, and we are in the process of establishing a number of pillars. One of it is the digital identity. Then we are also supporting all the government agencies in automation of their records and digitization of those records. And then also providing the government systems which will then help operationalize the digitization. Your Excellency, just to take you back quickly, the other 2 pillars, one is on digital innovation and enterprise. For this, we have done e-commerce portal, which as we deploy the public Wi-Fi, the people in the markets can go in as a marketplace, and we are going to show you just quickly how that works. We realize that as we deploy this technology, and we onboard services and we avail services online, we need to empower our people for them to be able to utilize these services and also skill the public sector for them to deploy and serve our citizens. So, Your Excellency, we will just later on show you.
So my question to you is exactly on that lady there. Can you go back there where you are? Have you just come from? No. Yeah, here. You remember this, so what, because you've talked about digital skills, right? And e-commerce and digital jobs, yeah? Digital opportunities. So what is the plan on digital skills? Because we have the program that we are working with Tibet. We have asked our members of parliament to work with you at the ICT to establish digital hubs.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Or ICT hubs.
Yes.
1,450, one in every ward.
Yes,
and I am happy that members of parliament have agreed, and they are already working on the legislation to enable CDF to be deployed in that. And then number 3, we also need to bring, working with the counties, and I'm happy Governor Sakaja was here, working with the counties to bring the vocational training centers. There are about 4,000 of them. The vocational training centers in every part of Kenya should be brought into these metrics of them being centers where we can deploy the education on e-learning, e-commerce, and e-skills.
Yes.
Have you thought about that beyond what we are doing? Waziri? Yes.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We have already have consultative sessions with the Council of Governors, and the county governments have committed to make the vocational training centers available for this purpose. We have agreed on very, very clear roles and responsibilities. As government, we are going to provide the internet, we are going to provide the personnel. But the county governments, first of all, they will ensure that as we roll out the fiber, they will not be charging anything for the way it lives. That will be free to enhance the connectivity. They'll also then subsequently ensure that the polytechnics are available for us to deploy the devices, and they are going a step further to facilitate defrayal of the cost of electricity in all those institutions, so for purposes of sustainability.
And have you also considered, just in case the counties don't have the money, for example, to put up an extra ICT facility to be used in the vocational training center?
Yes.
Have you considered how we can work with members of parliament?
Yes.
Because members of parliament have proposed that they can use the CDF facility to build either a lab or an extra classroom for this purpose. I would suggest that you explore the possibilities of, just in case, because many of these facilities may not have the requisite infrastructure for you to deploy the internet and the e-learning facility.
Again, Your Excellency, that's work in progress. In fact, it is at the very tail end. We have had consultations with the members of parliament through our ICT committee of the National Assembly and the ICT committee of the Senate. They have committed to provide facilities in each and every ward where we can do the deployment of the village digital laboratories. They have gone a step further, Your Excellency, to facilitate amendments to the relevant acts that would enable them to meet some of the costs of the challenges we have been facing, such as electricity, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Welcome to the home of hustlers.
Your Excellency, welcome to the Ministry of Cooperative and MSME, Your Excellency. If you don't mind, you can take a 2-minute sit, or if you can start. Your Excellency, you can choose. You can choose. Prime, the Deputy President. Your Excellency, you gave a promise to Kenyans that government of Kenya will be able to budget and allocate 50 billion shillings per year. Your Excellency, this is about financial inclusion, financial literacy, digital literacy across the country. Today, that time, Your Excellency, we were talking about simulation. Today, we are talking of a story. We have traveled the journey. Today is exactly 7 days. This is the youngest fund in Kenya, but the largest at the same time. So, Your Excellency, I'll take you about 2 minutes to just show you and demonstrate the journey we've traveled since November 30th last year. Your Excellency, to access this fund, you go to a USSD code, *254, and then that takes you to the page of the Hustler Fund. Your Excellency, this is the journey we've traveled. The first product is personal loan product. You can see from here, in November, that one day, we recorded 410,000 subscribers. In December, we recorded 16.1 million subscribers. Over time, this month of June, 210,000 were subscribers. In total, Your Excellency, we have been able to register borrowers. 17.2 of those 20.56 are borrowing currently under personal loan. Now, these are the features and the statistics that we are generating from that data. Gender distribution. The men are 53%, women 47. And I think that's about training. We need to do training because I believe women are the biggest, could be the biggest beneficiaries. Look at the phone type. The feature phone is 55%, meaning truly the borrowers are hustlers, and the smartphone is 45%. Now look at also the distribution in terms of counties. The lowest county is 51,000 subscribers, and the highest, which is Nairobi, is 2 million subscribers, which is almost related to the population distribution across the country. Also, it tells you the fund is equitable. It spreads across the country. Next page, please. Now, the personal loan product, this is the repayment. The county of Nyeri are good people, generally, in terms of payment and honoring debts. And you can see from this number, 76% are paying, Kiambu and all the way. That is how the payment and the demographics we are generating. Now, you go to the next one, the group loan product. Your Excellency, on the 1st of June, during Madaraka Day in Embu, you launched the second product. The number of groups we have been able to register so far, as of today, this morning, is 273,746. The ones that are active and ready to borrow are 26,220, meaning 9.6 of the groups that have been formed. The average, the number of members is approximately 1 million. Who have borrowed. Now, the ones who have been approved is 6.7. The one undergoing approval is 333. The average ticket, the average loan, which has been disbursed is 77 million. And the number of loans that have been issued is 11,000. And the groups that have borrowed are 11,431. Now, the other information we are getting, the average ticket now to the groups is 6,739. And the highest ticket, the highest group that has borrowed is 54,000. Our journey is to move from, our highest ticket will be 200,000 when the groups attain the limit. The loan repayment, we have also recorded. Now, when it comes to group, you see the disparity widens. There are more men who are borrowing under groups, 58%, women are 42%. Basically, we think it's about training, sensitization, and capacity building. Now, look at the average age of borrowers. Over 18 to 29, the character and the age of the group is 43%. Basically saying these are youth. And then you go to below 50%.
You're saying 70% of the borrowers are below the age of 39?
39, yes, sir.
That is 70%?
70%.
When you go to the average ticket size,
yes,
our plan was they should borrow between 20,000 and 200,000.
200,000, excellent.
So the highest at the moment
is 54,000.
Is 54. Is that's the highest ticket?
So far.
So far.
So far. But they are on a journey. As they borrow and repay, we keep changing the limit and raising up. And I believe and again, it depends on the group. If the group has main high, so the average of the members gives you the limit for that group. So let's go to the next page, please. So registration and formalization, you see we have this e-certificate as part of onboarding, and there is a graduation we are building and partnership we are forming. If you allow me, let me allow the PS to just take us through the formalization and partnership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. This has proven to be the most productive digital financing product across the globe. So here, the story we are telling here is that all the Hustler Fund beneficiaries with positive credit score can now be graduated from the personal loan to the second loan which you are having right now, product which is Chama, and the next the SME loan and also the startup loan. But again, there is an opportunity now to graduate them based on their positive to the Youth Enterprise Fund loan, to Wezo Fund, and also for those ones who are interested in borrowing loans to invest in the manufacturing sector to the level of 20 million shillings, they can also access through KICC without necessarily providing collaterals, because now we are building a culture of credit score. Let's move on. And again, through this product, we've been having conversation with a development partner. The financing gap in Kenya, as far as MSME is concerned, is 20 billion USD. And now they are willing to take on board all the Hustler Fund beneficiaries, the 20 plus million Kenyans who have subscribed through that and have registered credit score. We scaled them up so that they can move from micro, small, medium, and eventually to large enterprises. So far we have commitments, we have commitment from the World Bank. We are working on the 3 programs with them, which will benefit the Hustler Fund beneficiaries who have positive credit score. We have KFW, who have put in 3 billion Kenyan shillings to support entrepreneurship development, again, of the Hustler Fund beneficiaries. We have ADB, JICA, EU, and many other partners coming on board. And also, we've had expression from the commercial banks, including KCB. In fact, KCB were asking us, when can we start lending to these 7 million regular borrowers of the Hustler Fund? And we are working out there. We are nurturing a culture of credit score. As you know, we didn't have that culture. Already, the 7 million Kenyans who had been listed in the credit bureau have now successfully been rehabilitated, and now they can be integrated back to the economy. We're also working with the private sector to create a reliable credit score based on alternative data driven by opportunities. For example, those who are investing in our priority value chains, dairy, leather, building and construction, can now have a metric that can support them to access higher. And Your Excellency, here we are promoting a saving and investment culture. I didn't see you with your phone because you were first Hustler Fund beneficiary. You would have checked your saving balance. But I know Mheshimiwa Lelengemit can be able to check. She has been a very good borrower. As I take His Excellency through this slide, start checking your saving balance for us. And here, so far, through the mandatory savings, we've been able to mobilize about 1.6 billion in just 8 months. And also, we can talk of a voluntary saving, which we just launched 3 months ago, that is now has risen to 60 million. Through this culture of saving and investment, we are asking our hustlers can now invest in housing, can invest in health insurance, in education, and any other program that can benefit them in future. We are now, Your Excellency, through this particular progress, we are now transiting our society from social protection to social security. Market linkages, again, Your Excellency, we want to create a virtual market to enhance access to market both local and globally for over 20 million MSMEs that we have in Kenya.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. Maybe the last one is the power of partnership, public-private partnership. Without the private sector, Safaricom, Airtel, Telcom, KCB, Family Bank will not be where we are. So we are showcasing the power of public-private partnership. And that platform we are creating will create e-commerce. 20 million people can create a powerful e-commerce. The aggregation centers we are building in our counties will be a very good area where we can also showcase the Hustler Fund. Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Waziri. I think the success of the Hustler Fund that is built on a digital platform speaks to the whole of government approach to digitizing government services. 20 million Kenyans, 17 million borrowers, 7.1 million regular borrowers on the Hustler Fund have been able to transact with government, with the Hustler Fund, without knowing anybody. They didn't have to go to no office. They didn't have to speak to nobody. They didn't have to pay no one. Each and every member of our society has been able to access, and the numbers are here. They speak for themselves. County by county, we have 2 million people in Nairobi County. We have 1.1 million people in Kiambu, 848 million in Nakuru, all the way. Kwale, 270,000, not million, 270,000 people. Nyandarua, 200,000 people. Elgeyo Marakwet, 140. So all these Kenyans, Homa Bay, Migori, 322. Taita Taveta, or that's what? Trans Nzoia 327, Embu 278,000. All these Kenyans have been able to access this financial government service without having to talk to anybody. It is the same reason why today we are launching another 5,000 government services that will travel the same journey as the Hustler Fund. You don't have to know anybody. You don't have to go to no office. You can actually interact with government, access government service, pay for government service without having to go to no office or to see anybody or to bribe anybody or to influence anybody. That is the kind of government we are building. On a digital platform, using technology, we can make government efficient, we can get government effective, and we can make government accountable. We don't have to lose any money because of pilferage or because of interaction or people, Kenyans having to bribe anybody to have access to any government service. I know members of parliament like Mr. Lelmengit here, they were waiting for government to give them their Hustler Fund money so that they can go and set up an office and distribute the money to their supporters. I'm sorry, Mr. Lelmengit and your group, that it was not possible. The digital platform assisted us, and we made things easier for you. You don't have to struggle identifying people. You don't have to be blamed for giving this guy and not giving the other guy. Technology has made a lot of things easy for us. Did you have something to say, Mheshimiwa?
Yes, Your Excellency. I'm also a beneficiary of the Hustler Fund. From the first day, I borrowed 5,000 when you launched, 500 shillings when you launched. And now I can comfortably borrow 3,500. My savings is around 3,200. And we have voluntary savings and we have mandatory savings. Okay. So it depends. When it's you borrow, for example, you borrow 3,000 shillings, mandatory savings is 150 shillings. Okay. But we can also add on the voluntary savings.
Very good.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Karibu to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Labor. Karibu, sir.
Karibu sana, Your Excellency. Here it's a partnership between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora and the Ministry of Labor. It's about Kazi Maju. We're also cutting the middleman. So what we've come up with a platform whereby Kenyans can go online and look for job opportunities all over the world. So we'll be posting a lot of opportunities from different countries. You go in there, you find a section where you can put in your details. It connects you to agents who are recruiting people from different parts of the world or even from this country. You are able to also be able to get a skill assessment done so you can look at the different opportunities, and we connect you directly to the employer. It goes all the way until you leave the country with even a stamp that allows you to leave the country, that immigration has cleared you, that you're going to a job that is known. It will also be able to track the remittances and how your life is continuing overseas. So itakuwa ni kama kazi chap. Hakuna mambo ya kungojea kutafutiwa kazi na mtu. You log in, you get your job, and we'll be feeding the jobs here and cutting out scrupulous agents. So if an agent is not listed in this system, you don't trust them. Kenya government itself, the Ministry of Diaspora, will also become agents. We are forming teams that will be going out in the different parts of the world looking for jobs and uploading them so that Kenyans can also apply for those jobs that have been sought out by the Kenyan government. I'm going to give the Minister of Labor to say a few words, and we've got a champion, Judy Chipchichiru, who has been able to send over 7,000 people overseas, and we've got a young man called Zablon who today wants to apply and look for a job immediately and get posted so that he can leave the country in a month and go look for opportunities overseas. Your Excellency, Kazi Maju. So Kenyans need to be ready to apply.
2 questions, Waziri.
Yes, sir.
I asked you and your colleague in Ministry of Labor to work on bilateral labor agreements so that we can have a framework where Kenyans access the jobs in a manner that nobody takes advantage of them. We negotiate ahead of time. We know how they are going to stay. How far are we on the matter of bilateral labor agreements? Question number one, because that's the correct framework for us to do it. Number two, you know the intention of this government is to make sure that we take our remittances from 400 billion to 1 trillion. Or more. Beyond. 1 trillion is our mark. How many jobs is the target for the next 5 years? How many Kenyans do we want to export as labor to other countries? What is the target?
Thank you, Your Excellency. The first one about bilateral labor, and I'll let my colleague also answer some of the questions. I don't want to hog the microphone. As the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we make sure that first we have bilateral agreements, frameworks with different countries. For example, in Australia, they are looking for people as low, not as low, but people who don't even need to have a lot of skills. You can go there with a bit of skill as a barrister, you can go there as a little skill, as a sweeper, and all that. And they're importing them from Europe. Kenyans can't go there because we don't have a bilateral framework, so we can't even sign a bilateral labor agreement. So we are trying to get bilateral frameworks with as many countries as possible. The Ministry of Labor then comes in and initiates bilateral labor agreements, and she'll be able to tell you how far we are. We have signed quite a bit, and we're working on the others. I will let Judy also answer the question on the issue of the numbers, because we've been dealing with that, so that at least somebody gets a chance to say something also.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We work with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is an integrated system. We call it Diaspora Labor Integrated System. On this system, we have everyone here. We have the job seeker, and as a ministry, we do the bilateral labor agreements. We've already done with the Gulf regions. We already had for domestic workers, but now we want to review to have the other skills brought on board so that we are able to export everyone, not just the domestic workers. So we've done with the Gulf region. We are about to do with Germany. We are about to do with Canada, and we'll be good to go.
Okay, do you have time? How much time do we give you for the other? Because already we had conversation with the German government,
yes,
and they asked us that they want 250,000 workers.
Yes.
We have close to 100,000 workers going every year to Canada from all over the world.
True.
A part of that should come from Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same thing in South Korea. You remember we were in South Korea.
Yes.
We have the same thing in the US. We have the same thing in Australia. We have the whole of the Gulf region. So, and I want you to speak to the fact that the only reason why we have all these problems with the domestic workers is because that was the only labor agreement we had.
True.
We have more people in Kenya with better skills, with more skills than domestic workers.
True, Your Excellency.
But we didn't provide for a framework.
The other skills.
The other skills.
Yes.
What are you doing to make sure that the other skills are included in that exercise?
PS has been working on the bilateral labor agreements with the other technical teams from the other countries. Let him
Please,
speak about it.
That is correct. Thank you very much, sir. In the recent past, we have moved towards professional and skilled cadres. We have sent out 10 BLS, bilateral labor agreements to different countries, including Poland, Australia. Next week, we have a meeting with Germany. We already sent them a proposal in the form of a BLA. There is a meeting between Waziri and Canada next week, the Canadian High Commissioner on the Canadian jobs. So we are making progress on that front. We need, on average, 3 to 6 months to negotiate and to conclude all these BLS that are already in those countries. Sir.
Okay. Jobs, how many, what is the target? How many jobs are we targeting?
At the moment, we can, per month, we'll be doing about 25,000. But if we ensure that the BLS in those countries go through, then we'll be able to get about 800,000.
Can I take it from you, Waziri, the two ministers and your teams, that by the end of this year, we must conclude the bilateral labor frameworks and the bilateral labor agreements so that we can open the opportunity for the millions of young people in Kenya today who have different skills, out of college, out of school, out of university, to access digital jobs that are available globally. Can I get an undertaking from you?
Yes, I give you an undertaking that by December this year, it's going to be a different playing field. And it's not just about, we have to provide opportunities for people to find the jobs. We're also doing a bit of training because they are competing with other nations, Philippines and others, for people to be able to qualify for the jobs and able to compete with others and get the employment. But also with the bilateral agreements, it's also to get good packages. For example, you find in some countries, if your passport is from a European country, you get, let's say, for example, 100,000 shillings. But if your passport is Kenyan, even though you're doing more work than the person, same qualifications, you're getting 30,000 shillings. So we are trying also to get an equity for our people so their rights are also not abused in that way. But I give you an undertaking, Your Excellency, that by the end of this year, we'll be looking at those numbers of an average of about 85,000 people a month going overseas.
Can we listen to somebody from the private sector?
Thank you, Your Excellency. For us to be able to grow our remittance to $1 trillion, we need to look for job opportunities out of the country. And we do have a plan that we've laid down on the strategies on these jobs, how the projections has to come out so that we achieve. And we gave you a proposal that for the ceiling 2023-2024, we are looking forward to create 1 million jobs so that for us to be able to grow our remittance. And we have the framework that we've started as agents, and we are working with the ministry so that we achieve that. Thank you.
What do you need to do? You are among the agents who are scouting for these jobs, right?
Yes.
Now, what has been the problem in the past between the agents, the government of Kenya, the jobs, and the other countries? And how have we addressed it over the last couple of months?
Thank you, Your Excellency. The problem that we had before is because the government was working in silos, where they were working and having information on their own, and the agents were on their own. But now, the recent few days that we've come together, we are working as a team, whereby the ministry sent us the information to where we are able to move. And we are on this other end telling the government where we need to look for jobs. Yep.
So there is now a collaboration. Under
Yes.
the framework, we said, what was that framework we called it? Foreign employment?
Labor Export Acceleration Team.
Labor Export Acceleration Team.
Yes, thank
to
you.
make sure that we bring together the agents and the opportunities they have access to, and make sure that government facilitates
Yes.
the skills, to identify where the skills are, connect them with the jobs, and be able to export labor. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Excellency.
Karibu to Visa, Your Excellency. This is Visa, Your Excellency. This beautiful lady is going to take you through.
Your Excellency, welcome to the Visa stand. My name is Eva, and I look after the visa business in Kenya. First, congratulations on enabling over 5,000 services on eCitizen. We didn't think it was going to happen, but we're here today, so congratulations for that. But over and above that, we are a partner of eCitizen. We are powering the eCitizen platform through our secure payment gateway, CyberSource, that makes it possible for cardholders, whether locally or internationally, to pay for government services online. But as we are part of this transition journey, we are working with the Directorate of eCitizen to enable technology, to provide financial resources that will help create awareness, that will help create thought leadership, that will help advance the platform so that there is more access, and it's an engaging platform for the government to engage with the citizens. But the other thing, and I want to just take a minute of your time to talk about, is what Visa has done. As Gava goes mkononi, Visa has also gone mkononi. So we are now making it possible for hustlers to accept digital payments on their mobile phone. And that's what I want to take a minute to show you how we're doing it. Because if they can't collect, if they can pay if they can sell digitally, then they can pay for government services. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. My name is Paul, and I'm happy to take you through how a small trader or an hustler or any other businessman is able to receive payment digitally and at the same time also be able to pay out the payment digitally. So initially, we used to have a challenge whereby I needed to have a separate device for me to accept Visa transactions. But right now, what we've done, and it's been a journey, is all what you need is your phone. So as long as I have a smartphone, I can have the payment capability in my phone. Now, with that, it will enable my customers, whether I'm a mama boga, or I'm selling a shop like this one, and people are buying sodas and bread, they'll be able to pay digitally on my phone. And then when I receive the payment, I'll be able also to make my payment, either to my suppliers and other payment. So for example, thank you so much, Your Excellency. For example, if I'm in this shop here and you're buying bread and let's say some soda and some water, then I'll just go to my phone. It is just a normal phone. I'm using actually my own phone, and I'll be able to do a Visa transaction. Assuming the items you've picked are for 450, then I'll be able to charge my card, and I'll be able to receive the money. So I'll receive the money from my card, and then the money will go to my bank account. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Welcome to Safaricom. The CEO of Safaricom is going to take you through, Your Excellency.
Yes, welcome. Very good.
Sorry, sir. Yeah. So you welcome, Your Excellency, Honorable Cabinet Minister. So you welcome to Safaricom. Yeah. So you're in the home of technology. First, I want to congratulate you for the big progress in terms of digitization and going over the milestone of 5,000 transactions, or rather services to the citizens. I still remember in November on 30th when you were sitting asking me a question just before the launch of Hustler Fund, and you asked me the question, Peter, how do you feel? I told you, I hope the system will work. So I hope that I can demonstrate we have the capacity, but also it's secure, that it will work. So we are ready to be the platform that fuels and supports the whole digitization. We say it's about driving digital transformation through connectivity, because people have to be connected to the internet, through fintech, which is about payments and also credit, and also IoT and ICT, which is about solutions that allow digitization to work. So I'll start with the fintech side, which is the M-Pesa side. So of course, Safaricom enables real-time payments for government, and that creates transparency, but also from the person who is paying, it is lower cost, they do not have to travel, and we fuel secure transactions on a daily basis. And you've heard from all the rest of the presenters that they rely on M-Pesa in terms of payment. And the fundamental basis of M-Pesa is actually payments. Then we go to credit, which is where Hustler Fund, Women Enterprise Fund, you know, we are already in phase 2, and CS has spoken through the progress that we are making. We are pleased with what we are able to do, and we are looking forward to phase 3 and 4, Your Excellency. The third one is vouchering. We are powering the fertilizer project, which through the Ministry of Agriculture, both the actual platform, but also the user journey, including the stock management, that is being powered by Safaricom, but also the actual payment. So it's not just the payment, but it's also the platform that allows farmers to claim the subsidy. And remember that they started with how we were using vouchers for refugees. Now we can use them for claiming fertilizer subsidy. We can go to inputs, and we already have 3.2 million bags of fertilizer, which has already been redeemed, worth 11 billion Kenya shillings by registered farmers, we have 489,000 farmers who have already claimed the subsidies. We are also working with other agencies of government, like HELP, the Higher Education Loan Board. So students can actually pay and manage their loans through this, including we are giving them a credit score so that they understand which students are doing the right thing. And the money is actually, we ensure that the money is used for what it is supposed to be used for. So if money is used for, it's supposed to be used for tuition, it goes to tuition. If the rest of the money is open, then the platform actually manages that. The second thing that we wanted to talk to you, Your Excellency, is connectivity. And our commitment is to ensure that everyone has access to the internet, whether it's through mobile and also through the fiber network. I know you have a big plan for the fiberization of the country. We already have 450,000 homes passed through our fiber network, but also our fiber infrastructure that supports our mobile network can be the backbone and also support the work that you are doing in terms of achieving the 100,000 kilometers. In terms of mobile, we are at 97% coverage on 2, 3, and 4G, and now we have launched 5G. We will have 800 sites at the end of this year in terms of 5G. But the most important is to make sure that we don't leave anyone behind. So we work with the ICT ministry through the USF to ensure those areas that are not commercially viable, they are managed through that fund. Now, of course, once you have connectivity, you need devices. And I know this is one thing that we have spoken for a while, and I know you've been updated by the ICT CS. Yes, we will have local production, and I know that you have already been updated, so I won't go through that. But I'll also say we also have funding in terms of pay-as-you-go. We call it lipa mdogo mdogo, where a customer pays 500 shillings deposit, and then 20 shillings off their M-Pesa every day, and they get a phone at the end of the period. And we don't charge a big interest. Our objective is to ensure that the customer has a phone, because if they do have a phone, then also our services are secured through that phone.
So on that particular issue, Peter, first, let me say the following, that I very sincerely appreciate the partnership of Safaricom in all the areas you have mentioned. We did together, we did the Hustler Fund, and together with the other telcos, you led the way, and we appreciate that system. When I asked you that time, my worry was with a kind of avalanche, the system could have gone either way. But I'm happy that Safaricom has stabilized that system and it's working. On the e-voucher for our farmers, it is something that we have been discussing as government for years. I am very happy that this year, working with you and the other players, we delivered fertilizer to farmers on an e-platform. And all the other achievements we have made together. Two issues, Peter, and I want to, this is a discussion I have had with your Boniface, this man who has been to my office so many times and has been very useful. The smartphone. My good people there from ICT told me that August we will have the $40 smartphone. Is it 4G or 5G enabled?
It is it's 4G, 4G. Smartphone, because that's the entry point for proper internet access.
Correct. So it will be, can I confirm again to you for the second time that in August we will have a rollout of those smartphones?
That is correct, Your Excellency.
I can hold you to account on that?
Yes, that is correct.
And on top of that, yes, you're making things even better. You're telling me that 5,400 Kenyans don't have to pay for it at once. Can they, yes, can they buy that phone, lipa mdogo mdogo
style? They can.
So
they can have the option
Yes.
of buying through Lipa Mdogo Mdogo. They can buy it cash if they want.
Yes.
But they can also have the option of going through the credit.
So this smartphone that will allow many Kenyans to access all these services can be available. They pay down 500 shillings, pay 20 shillings every day, and own the phone finally.
That is correct.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So I think that is something we should congratulate you for. Proceed.
Oh, I proceed. Thank you, Your Excellency. And also, we also appreciate your support in helping us work with the various ministries, and we continue to partner with everyone, both at a national level, but also at a county level. I know Governor Sakaja is here. We are also working together to ensure that both the counties are actually enabled in the same way that the national government is enabled. So thank you.
Finally, Peter, you have 250,000 network around the country of, is it agents?
We actually have 295,000 M-Pesa agents.
M-Pesa agents across Kenya.
That is correct.
These 295,000 M-Pesa agents, can they also have the government app, these 5,000 government services? Can they be available at each of your agents' spots?
Yeah, in fact, that was the next point I was going to say, that we are happy to support the ministry and also your government in opening up the network, the agent network, to be able to serve Kenyans by having the ability for a person to go and visit, the agent. Work with the ministry to work through the process of doing that. So whether it is 295,000 or it's a smaller number, we can work through that so that we make sure that those agents are also trained to make sure they can deliver the services. But there are points of sale that can allow citizens who go there every day anyway for M-Pesa services to access government services. The second aspect is on our M-Pesa Super App. Now on the smartphone, we have 8 million customers who have already downloaded the M-Pesa Super App. So they don't have to use USSD. They can actually go to the M-Pesa Super App and access the e-citizen. So we'll put the e-citizen as give people smartphones because they do more with their lives. And you can see they have many other services that they can access, including credit and other lifestyle services. And then the final thing that I want to speak to is on hosting. We host the e-citizen platform in a secure cloud network for us that is owned by Safaricom, and that is very important. That's why M-Pesa is very stable and reliable. So we host the e-citizens in a way that is secure. So as we digitize the ecosystem, it's important to emphasize security. And we have one of the best cyber security defense center at Safaricom. We have had a lot of banks and everyone stealing our people because we do have very, very good skills on the cyber side. We also are now looking at IoT, which is Internet of Things, working with, say, utility companies or transport companies. This is how you connect devices so, for example, on non-revenue water, we are working with EDOAS, for example, as a test and as a pilot to make sure that they can get a solution that allows them to reduce the non-revenue water. We can work with the Port Authority and others in terms of, and even the KRA in tracking transport.
Good. Thank you very much, Peter. I think that's quite a good story. And I agree with you that cybersecurity is going to be the next big thing. As we transit government services onto the digital platform, we must be careful that it is secure. We appreciate what Safaricom is doing, but I've already instructed Waziri here to work with his team to make sure that we have a backup of all the services of government at the DOD, and we have another backup at a secure place, which I have told you where you're going to have several backup facilities, and that because of the sensitivity of this platform, now that the whole of government is moving into that platform, security becomes front and center. And I have told Waziri here to consult with his colleague, Owalo, so that we can consolidate the whole of the e-citizen platform at the Ministry of Interior, so that we are also seized of the security requirements that are necessary to secure the delivery of government service on a platform that cannot be accessed by people who don't have to.
That's great, Your Excellency, and we'll continue to work with the team. The final one is the communication itself. So we've worked with PHB Talk and the rest of the team in terms coming up with the comms, and you've talked about the channels that we can enable, including the communication. We are experts in driving brand. You know what we did with Hustler Fund. We can also support on this, and very, very happy to be involved.
Thank you,
Sana, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We now welcome you to the world of digital content creators. Your Excellency, these are among the 1,000 jobs that are being created by digitizing. Your Excellency, karibu sana. This here is Phil. He's a top film content creator, and he has an online radio show that is live already, Your Excellency. Ukiingia hapo sasa utakuwa live kwa studio akuuliza maswali mbili.
We are the people making a living out of the internet connectivity and digital content creation. And on this channel, we just have conversations with men and women who've achieved success so that we understand the path that they took. Tunataka kujua, how does one man out of 50 million Kenyans become the president of the Republic of Kenya? What constitutes, what's the DNA of such a man? Is it their upbringing? What virtues? What culture did you have? We want to know, how did you get here? How did you achieve success?
First, let me tell you, I'm just an ordinary Kenyan, like all other Kenyans. You don't have to be special, you don't have to be super, you don't have to be genius, you just need to be a simple Kenyan to be able to get where others get. And let me also tell you that we're all equal, both before God and before our Constitution. And you don't have to be special to achieve, or you don't have to be extraordinary to achieve extraordinary things. You can be ordinary, but still achieve extraordinary stuff. And being a leader is just like being an artist. I would also ask you, how did you, out of 50 million Kenyans, be the special guy that you are in your field?
Manzi.
So it's just all of us are special in our own way. All of us have talent gifted differently. Not everybody can be president. Not everybody can be an artist, a good artist like yourself. It is just the paths people choose. But that does not make you extraordinary or special. It's just that you have an opportunity. God brings opportunities across. Hard work, determination, focus, drive, passion, takes you there. But you have to be available to do what you must do. Let me say this, that those of us who have the privilege to serve in certain categories, it is not because we are special. No, it is because we have opportunity. Very many Kenyans can do the job I do. Very many Kenyans can do the job you do, right? I consider myself privileged that out of 50 million Kenyans, I am today president. It's not because I am special in any way. God has given me an opportunity, and that is why I don't take it for granted, and that is why I work very hard, because I need to make a difference. That's why, for example, we are here today launching this program. A lady just across in Visa reminded me that when I told them as Visa that time, because they are supporting us on e-citizen, when I told her that we were going to have 5,000 government services in 6 months, she just said she didn't believe it, right? But today, she is part of the launch of 5,084 government services that will be available online, digitized, completed. There are another 3,000 something services that are halfway towards the completion. So it just takes determination. It takes focus, you know, and commitment. And that is why I want to persuade the people of Kenya that it may have looked difficult, you know, 6 months ago. How are we going to move from 320 services that were available online that time to 5,084? I haven't done it alone. I have done it with a huge team.
Yeah.
You know, the people in the interior, I must say, they have done a wonderful job. The people in ICT, many Kenyans, the people working in ministries, departments, agencies, they have been part of this whole exercise.